Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Legacy of the Rimlen, though perhaps special for the long reasons. This, dear viewers, is the last episode, for now at least, that Ashen will be able to join us for various IRL reasons. And we've been sort of setting up the last few sessions as for this big one in particular. Hopefully the payoff will pay off. Hopefully all the pressure on me, I guess. But before we get into what's going to happen in this session, we ought to have everyone introduce themselves and their characters. I think it's only natural that we start with Ashen, since I talked about her in the beginning anyway. Could you please go ahead and introduce yourself and your character?
For sure. I'm Ash, and I'm playing as Illona. Oh dear, Illona, I'm gonna miss her. She was part cat lady, part noble woman, like ex-noble woman, I guess. Sneaky lady.
She's not dead. No need for the past tense.
Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself here.
Well, I guess you never know how this session might end up. I never know. I never know as well, so no worries. But yeah, thank you very, very much, Ashen. Next, we'll go with our more typical approach of having the dice decide, and the dice decided to break up the alphabetical order and have Show&Tell introduce herself next. Could you please go ahead, Show&Tell, and introduce yourself and your character?
Yes, I am Show&Tell, and I'll be playing as Anghel, who's a mute peasant boy. I don't know if he's ready to, say goodbye to Illona. Well, we'll have to see how he deals with that.
We will indeed. Thank you very, very much, Show&Tell. And next, of course, we would have Dely. Could you please go ahead and introduce yourself and your character?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. I'm Dely, and as usual, I'm playing as Muninn, the traveling scholar. Show&Tell, you couldn't have said it better yourself. I don't think they're ready to say goodbye either. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, true enough. Thank you very, very much, Dely. Now, as I do the recap, we're not going to start the session with the goodbyes yet, because you guys were in the middle of combat, so, we'll resolve that first and foremost. But to remind everyone of what happened last time, you guys reunited after the whole ethereal experience in the forest, and, well, Muninn went off to do their own thing, because Dely was absent for the beginning of the session, but above board because Akesius had them do something. Haven't really established what yet. But yeah, Muninn went off. Anghel and Illona decided to investigate the little isolated valley which two villages lay to find out more information about this whole baby business. They met a very, very angry woodsman and also a missionary, traveling missionary. Above board, I mentioned this in the session, but it's worth reiterating. The missionary is a member of the religion of the free, but of a different sect, for lack of a better term, and is thus not necessarily very welcome here. But either way, the missionary wanted to enlist your group as aid in perhaps like a go-between to achieve sort of a diplomatic solution to this whole baby terrorizing these two villages situation. Meanwhile, the woodsman, very, very sleep deprived and very, very angry, was advocating, no, we gotta kill the people in the other village. And tensions are obviously pretty high. You guys learned some other details, including that, well, yeah, I guess I'll say it now, even though it's out of order. The way to solve the baby issue diplomatically, for lack of a better term, is to get both parents to apologize to it together. One of the parents is the local village priest who ministers to both villages, and he's sort of the authority figure in this town. metaphorical town. It's barely a town. You can count the number of houses on both fingers. And the mother is someone from the other village that you don't quite know whom. Then Muninn showed up. I forgot to rewatch. Well, I didn't forget. I didn't have time to rewatch the last episode to remember like the exact order of events. So that's why my memory's a bit jumbled up. I know generally what happened, not the exact order of them. So that's why I apologize for my misremembrance. Either way, Muninn showed up. Acacius told Muninn basically, hey, solve this whole situation in my favor, aka fuck the priests of the new religion, not literally, and
Glad you specified.
Yeah.
and do it in a way that doesn't bring harm to the infant, even though it's dead already. So Muninn went in, sort of metaphorical, guns blazing, called Samuel the priest like an adulterer in like full view of everyone, and like called him out. The entire village showed up when the woodsman called them to fuck you guys up, pretty much. Not that has happened. It's just that the intention of why the woodsman called them here. And Muninn decided to showcase how right they are in the matter by showcasing their Acacius given powers. And I made this comparison before the session started to the players, but basically, for those who have played the Civilization games, a missionary battle began with like sunlight beaming from the sky on Muninn's behalf, while the priest and the missionary tried to cancel it out. Again, very Civilization missionary battle style. Nevertheless, Muninn, I don't remember the exact circumstances of how they achieved this, but they eventually got the upper hand over the priest, who conceded in order to like salvage what little bit of authority he had over the village. But the missionary is still very much involved in the battle because he's a man of faith, and what Muninn is doing is clearly evil demonic magic that shall not stand from his point of view. So that's more or less where we left off. We'll resume in the initiative order when I go to turn on the background music. But yeah, to briefly describe the scene, the villagers more or less stare in awe at Muninn's frankly blatant display of magic. The Samuel the priest seems cowed. I haven't established the exact way in which he concedes, and I need to think about that too, of how he will do so in a way that like salvages what little of his reputation he has left. But the missionary is still fervently opposing Muninn at least, or at least Muninn's magic. And Muninn will probably be told by Acacius to not relent. So, conflict seems kind of inevitable to continue at this point. So, resuming in the initiative order, I guess, Show&Tell, would you like the horse to do anything?
No.
Fair enough.
Oh.
Fair enough.
For now.
Samuel the village priest, obviously he's out of initiative order, but I guess always the opportunity to like describe how he exits the fight. Do you remember I don't imagine you remember the last thing you said to the fellow, do you, Dely? Probably like an accusation of adultery or something.
Yeah, something along the lines of how can you be the father of the village if you can't be the father of your own child? Like something like that.
Bam.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
I think those were the exact words that he used, at least at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess his concession, but also because again, the concession is, yeah, he'll admit to it, but he won't like necessarily relinquish his authority over these people, would be, perhaps I have sinned, but I have shepherded these people well. But probably his words will then immediately be drowned out by the missionary fervently praying Munin's magic away, metaphorically and literally. But as that happens, Anghel and Muninn, you guys have the same careful, so you guys decide who goes first and what happens. So yeah, it's your turn in the initiative order. If you need me to describe like anything else regarding the environment or like what the NPCs are doing, feel free to ask and I shall do so. Okay?
Okay. I don't mind going second.
Okay.
But I mean, I do have something in mind to say. So if you, I mean, show and tell. If you have something in mind, feel free to go ahead. But if not, I'll go.
You can go. I
like how this is 90% Munin's battle. Like Muninn started it, and they're like, okay, Anghel, you go first.
Yeah. I'll let Prince Charming go first. But, okay. In that case, I'll go first if that's cool. So the thing I had in mind. So Muninn. See, the thing is, this could either be flashy or clever, but obviously we'll get to that bridge.
I'll decide, yeah.
Yeah. We'll get to that bridge when we come to it. So if the priest says something to that effect, where he says, "Oh, I may be adulterer, but at least I've shepherded this village well," or something. Excuse me 1 second. Then Muninn would probably turn to the missionary, and they would say, "You see that." I gotta think of what they gotta say. I know I want them to say, but I don't know how they'd say it. You see this man, and you see this man. He calls himself a shepherd, like his people are sheep, and with like no minds of their own. My magics and my gods respect their worshippers and their people, which isn't true above board, but
who needs to know that?
Would you be a sheep missionary or would you be the shepherd? Implying, will you join me? Will you stop fighting me as an attack?
Sure, that sounds clever. He'll rebut by saying, "We are all sheep. We are all sheep of the free pagan, all under their divine tenure. Just because you are too arrogant to properly understand, to properly comprehend how your blasphemy is defiling this land and the people around you, does not mean your sin must spread to these people as well. Be gone."
Well said. I will roll my clever in that case.
And you will do so as well. He wins, apparently.
Oh, shit. I mean, fair play. I did say well said. Can I plus 2 it? With my fate point, and then the aspect that I'd be using is probably.
You guys also have your advantages from last time. That said, Dely, I don't believe you have any advantages. I'll delete Samuel's advantage on that note.
I don't think I do. But
unless Illona or Anghel allow you to use theirs.
I was going to say, Illona, yours probably fits the situation best. Illona /
Take it.
Okay.
Take it.
Okay, thank you. In that case, can I plus 2 my attack, please? With that negotiating thing.
Of course you may. Bernurio will use his own advantage to negate yours.
So he's still winning then. In that case,
You can use mine.
I'll just say the win, because you're attacking. The win doesn't like do anything negative to you. Just means nothing happens.
Yeah. Still.
You can use mine if you want.
Okay. Thank you. I think. Do you think silent? I don't know if silent judgment would work. As far as
I mean, judgment, yes. Silent,
maybe,
I don't know.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Maybe silent. The silent part of that judgment is the fact that Akesius isn't part of this conflict, but he's still judging the people involved. Like he's not actively a contender, is he? But he's still got a horse in the race, so to speak.
I
That
don't
work?
I don't see it. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Also, Cassius is not the god of judgments. That's his papa.
His papa. Okay. In that case, what do you guys think? I'm tempted to leave it because we've still managed.
I'm open to you like allowing you to use it. It's just if you can like find a different explanation.
Okay.
I mean, silent judgment, you can be more like in the your posture and like how you look when you say it.
True. True. Munin's the one judging this guy, even though outwardly. So, from what Muninn is saying, they're like, "Oh, come and join me," like stand down. But like, ultimately, they are silently judging this guy because they're like, "Oh, what an idiot!" He worships the free. Like, I think that's probably a better explanation.
That's true.
At least.
Yeah.
Sure. Makes sense to me. That would mean in total you deal 1 damage to Bernurio. Take his level 1 stress. Unless you like want to invest even more into this attack.
He's not got any. Oh no, I can see it right there. Oh, you've just done it. That's why.
Yeah. It's the first time he's taken damage in this combat.
I would like to. I would like to use my fate point if that's okay, just to plus to it. Which I know is always risky, but that's the life I lead, I guess. So, I'm invoking Oracle of Akesius. I'm trying to get this guy to. I'm trying to talk this guy down by the power of Akesius and like, what's the word? Trying to get him to see Munin's way of thinking, which is the thinking of an Oracle of Akesius. Does that make sense?
Sure, makes sense to me. Okay. You take his level 3 stress then. I'll say perhaps to the villagers, the two of you seem quote unquote evenly matched in terms of rhetoric and like sparring power, for lack of a better term. But you see the missionary is clearly rattled. Like, he's never ever had to deal with such an example of outright magic, blasphemy. In his opinion, demon worship. It's very, very, like in his view, it's like trying to, I don't know, wrestle down a drunk, insane person on the street or something. It's very disturbing, and he's not sure how to proceed, even though he's still holding firm for now, at least.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does to me. I don't know about anyone else, but it does to me.
Sure.
It does. It does.
Anghel's turn. Unless there's anything else from you,
really...
No, nothing majorly in terms of RP, no. I don't know if that came through.
We heard you. Show&Tell. It's up to you. Your turn. Is Show&Tell with us?
Are you okay?
Oh, what? Sorry, what?
Your turn.
It's your turn.
I'm sorry. Okay. I thought Dely was saying something. Sorry. So yeah, I was saying that, I think Anghel's a little less invested now. Because now it's become like, a fight over whose faith is better or whatever shit like that.
Yeah.
And not really about, like, I'm trying to think if we can somehow, if Anghel can somehow kind of
I guess from a Prince Charming perspective, if
Yeah.
maybe so
Prince
technically,
Prince Charming's priority is save the baby or like deal with the baby in a not violent way. That's
yeah,
Prince Charming's thing.
Yeah.
that's
So
what I was
maybe
gonna say.
I can think like, okay, we need to finish with this fast so we can deal with the baby or something.
Yeah,
That makes
that's
sense. But I don't know. Like, but the thing is, that Anghel doesn't care. No, he does care. I think he doesn't like Cassius.
yeah.
But is he
It's
really
trouble.
The missionary will be glad to have you if you want to join him against Muninn.
exactly? It's a problem. like, I mean, the thing is that this fight has been verbal, right? And
Mhm.
Anghel just
I
wants to
mean,
punch someone. Is that what you're saying?
Anghel is not going to start, arguing for Cassius's whatever in Cassius's favor. So
I mean-
will it be totally awful if he just skips the turn?
It's
I don't know.
It's your turn to do with as you will, and you may use it as you will.
Maybe I can make like an advantage that Muninn will use, but like not. I'm trying to think.
You could pose. I mean, sorry, I know I keep getting involved in everything, but you could pose. You could pose the argument to the missionary, not necessarily in my favor and Cassius's favor, but you could pose the argument of like, why are you two fighting, missionary? Just stand down.
I guess Anghel could say like, okay, let's finish this after. We need to deal with the baby.
Yeah, and then the missionary would be.
About.
Yeah, and then Muninn would be like, I'd be willing to, or I don't know if they would actually. Muninn would be. I don't know if Cassius would be willing to.
No, the answer is no.
Okay, I was gonna say, we can deal with this another time, but then obviously, but then the missionary might still stand down.
Like, but it can. I'm asking if it can be used as like an attack in terms of like. I'm just gonna say it forcefully. Say it. Have always thirsties. And like, how is this important right now? Like, we need to.
Yeah, that makes
save
sense.
The baby. Yeah.
I think that would make sense to me personally, but
save the baby, not save the baby. I don't know. Deal with it, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Is this, in terms of game mechanics, an advantage, an attack?
I think an attack.
Against the missionary?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Give me a flashy or forceful. And the missionary will retort by saying, what your companion is doing, obviously looking at Always Thirsty, who I think after he has finished relaying Anghel's words is like mid-swig of like his drink. So he's not even necessarily listening to the missionary. He's just a mouthpiece, not an earpiece. The missionary retorts by saying, what your companion is doing is potentially far more damaging than what that poor child is doing to these people. We will, I promise you, we will solve the issue at hand. But first, I must deal with the great evil right in front of me.
Oh my god! Just to make it above board, the baby has been killing people, right?
Yeah, but people who have been going after it.
Going after. Okay.
I forgot to mention this in the recap, but yeah, the woodsman said, "Oh yeah, my brother died," but he also mentioned that they died when they went to like deal with the baby in person, and obviously they were not the baby's parents.
Yeah, I get that, but okay, sure.
Missionary got a 6.
Have fun.
So again,
okay, I'm going to use my guessing game.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Going right for the big bucks. Okay. What? Using it to give yourself +2 or to reroll?
Oh, it's a pretty. Is it a pretty low roll?
You got a 3 minuses and a plus, so it's the third worst roll that you can get.
Okay, let's do a re-roll.
Sure, let's see it.
Let's gamble it all. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Ooh.
Tie means you get an advantage.
Ooh, okay. Silent Judgment, definitely.
Yeah, sure. Especially since few people are necessarily paying attention to Anghel, other than the fact that the closer they are to Anghel, the more reassured and calm they feel. So it's mostly always Thirsty they perceive as the one doing the arguing, and always Thirsty is not a theatrical performer, let's say.
I love it. So situation.
Missionary's turn. Think he will sort of say, Begone, worshipper of darkness. Leave these people and these lands alone and depart and take your evil with you. How do you defend yourself, Muninn? This is an attack against you, obviously.
Yeah. I guess Muninn would retort and say like, again, I know what I want to say, but I don't know how to say it. The Muninn would say like, my presence and magics are not as evil as the my magics and my presence cannot surely be as evil as those who would ignore the cries of a screaming child. This man can't be as bad as me. Like, that's basically what they're trying to say. I don't know how to say it better, though. Like, referring to the priest.
Sounds like a sneaky defense because you're deflecting.
Yeah, yeah. I don't use sneaky that often, to be honest. I got a 4.
You got a 7. So it'll be 3 points of damage coming your way. He, I think, will spend a fate point to make it 5.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah.
Okay. Thing is, even if Show&Tell you said I could use Silent Judgment, it's not silently judging at this point. So, could I? So 5. So could I use stress 1 and 2, and then wait, does that work? Yeah, it does work. So could I use stress 1 and 2, and then level 2 consequence, please?
Very well. Stress 1 and 2. Your level 2 consequence will be... I guess it will be dimming light, the advantage that Bernurio created earlier. No rule that says I can't name the same thing twice, and I think it fits the context. I think when he enunciates the word "be gone" and like forcefully gestures towards you, no pun intended, I think, yeah, the light of Akessis surrounding you dims quite noticeably. Like he is quite certainly sort of banishing you as if you were a demonic entity.
Okay. I guess as per demonic entity like style, like in terms of RP, like maybe Muninn would like wince and like a little bit, like
Muninn,
for anyone
Dely Muninn themselves does not feel uncomfortable, but Akessis does, and you feel Akessis' discomfort.
Yeah. So that's how that would translate, I guess. Muninn would be like that, you know.
For Anghel and Illona, I imagine it's slightly bizarre to see Muninn almost physically hurt by just a couple words.
Totally, yeah.
Speaking of Illona, it's your turn.
We have... I've been thinking about it, like how invested Illona is in this. And while initially the dude didn't seem too bad, it's getting kind of annoying, like wrong priorities. So I think she would also do like say something in the lines of what Anghel said, and like, look, like the baby has actually killed people, and like we just came here to help. Let us help, and hoping for like a advantage with that.
Sounds careful or flashy, but it'll be I think it'll be a decently high difficulty because like you're mumbling, hey guys, let's just help while these two people are shouting at each other.
Hmm. I'm thinking if there's a way I can like
you could quickly interrupt them, maybe, with what you just said.
yeah, like and like to put him at a disadvantage. So like anytime he speaks, I just speak over him.
Yeah.
Sounds forceful or quick.
Oh, quick for sure.
Is this
Let's
an
go.
attack or an advantage? Well, I should have asked before you rolled.
Oh, I was thinking advantage before. I'll stick with that.
Okay, you mentioned that it was an advantage before. We'll stick with it. A 6 roll is enough to get 2 charges on your advantage. Do you have a name for it, or would you just like 2 charges on negotiating?
Yeah, negotiating.
Sure.
So everybody, feel free to use negotiating. It's not for me specifically.
Thank you.
Nice.
Show&Tell, do you want always firstly to do anything mechanically, not just narratively?
No, it's fine.
You'll continue drinking, of course. Do you want the horse to do anything?
No, it's fine.
He'll idly look about. He seems... Whenever maybe it's just like your imagination, Anghel, but whenever the priest like speaks forcefully, missionary rather, speaks forcefully like "be gone," and always firstly and the horse like flicker a little.
Oh, I thought you'd say that.
Ooh.
Okay.
They don't seem
That's
to notice though, other than seeming
Yeah,
generally
we've
uncomfortable.
seen them like be gone for quite a while before, and they didn't seem to notice that either.
Meanwhile, the 2 fairies behind you are still like sticking their tongues and like bad mouthing the missionary and the priest behind Angel's
The
back.
fears are not affected? Like, they're not flickering?
Well, they would be, but they're behind you, so you wouldn't notice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering if that was the reason.
So I'm assuming you also don't want the horse to do anything?
No.
Then Anghel and Muninn, it's your turns.
Show&Tell?
Dely?
Okay. Okay. So for my turn, in that case, unless obviously Show&Tell, unless you disagree. For my turn, I think Muninn would say, like they would like, as they notice their light is dimming, they would probably panic for a little, like for a second, and they would scream "enough!" and trying to like interrupt. Like, I don't want to be cheap and say interrupt, but you can still see what I'm going for. Trying to interrupt the missionary, they would say like, stand down, and they would say like, I have had enough of these squabbles. We have more important things to attend to. Stand down, missionary, and you will be spared. I don't want to say that because that sounds forceful. But before we decide what kind of role that would be,
Well, I've already decided.
Okay.
Based on like like the manner in which you said everything. Yeah, from beginning to end, I was thinking, yeah, everything that Dely's saying fits this exact approach almost to a T.
Okay. I really hope it's not forceful, but it sounds really forceful to me. So,
Yeah. to be honest.
Before I either go with it or alter how I said what I said, if that's okay, could I use, so when Muninn says enough, could that be a trigger for blinding light, my stunt, which temporarily blinds a target to strike through their defenses? Could I use that?
Yeah, of course you may.
Fantastic. What approach were you thinking?
Forceful.
Or aspect? Damn it. Okay.
What you said was very, very forceful. A close second was flashy, but then I realized, yeah, you're not really like trying to garner attention. You're like shouting this person down. It's forceful.
Okay. How can I change your mind by changing how I said what I said? Or not really?
Sure.
Okay.
But you also have to presumably change the circumstances in which you like used your stunt, if that makes sense.
I think that makes sense. I mean, I guess ideally I'd like to use the stunt, like, so maybe Muninn notices that the missionary is about to speak, but then they interrupt him and says enough, and then does that as like before he can say a word. And then as far as what they say next, maybe they would say like, you've wasted our time long enough. Like we have more important things to worry about, meaning that like the botchling, but obviously it's not a botchling, is it? I can't remember what we said.
That's not the right term, but we will use it for like ease of understanding for people who have played The Witcher, I guess.
Yeah.
Or are familiar with Polish mythology, I guess.
Yeah. So what do you think? Does that make a difference or not really?
I'm leaning forceful, but I'm open to accepting a careful, I guess.
I'd take a careful. I mean, if that's
or I guess a sneaky because you're deflecting again, which is the same thing for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'd take a careful because I'm trying to like redirect the situation, but obviously sneak. Anyway, I'd take a careful if that's cool.
Sure, let's see it.
Okay, one sec before I do that. No, that's fine. Okay, I'll roll careful. 3.
And per your stunt, the missionary cannot defend himself as he's blinded by your light.
Yeah.
So he'll take his level 1 stress and his level 2 consequence. Do you have a name for the level 2 consequence?
Blinded, I guess. Blinding light, maybe.
Maybe blinding light, because blinded sounds a bit too permanent.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Like
blinding
for just
light.
a level 2 consequence, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, and I guess it's a bit of a peril of your own level 2 consequence. Okay. Yeah, he is wincing in pain from Muninn's radiance. Literal, not metaphorical. Anything else on your turn, Dely, before we go to Anghel?
As long as he doesn't say anything else, then no, that's it from me.
He's unable to because of your stunt.
Yeah, in that case, that's everything.
Show&Tell.
Okay. So he's kind of like right now he's kind of blinded a little bit.
Clearly cringing and like wincing in pain, like physically, not metaphorically, from basically almost like looking into the blinding sun, if that makes sense.
I thought about saying something, but I don't feel like that really. It's not something Anghel would say. I guess he will just like repeat pretty much what he said before, kind of like come on, we don't have time for this. What are you doing? Even though, I don't know.
Is this an advantage or an attack?
An attack?
Sure. Sounds
I want to finish this guy off.
sounds careful or forceful.
Let's go with forceful then.
Hugh rebuked by saying, "The child will will he use the term the child? Yeah, I guess he would. The child will be here. Will still be there when we're done, and it will not plague the villagers
That's the problem.
until night comes." Yeah. Let's see how he does. Tie means you get an advantage, Show&Tell.
Why is it always happening like this? Okay. Silent judgment then.
Sure. Once again, I have this sort of mental image of Anghel seeming either like hasty or exasperated, like communicating
Exasperated for sure.
communicating to always thirsty mid drink, like puts the drink down, begins saying, we really should get along with things, or whatever he said specifically, and then resumes drinking.
I don't know if it's really. I hope that it really comes across as forceful as Anghel means it. That's all I can say.
Just because the missionary rolled well, not necessarily. That does not mean that you're doing badly, if that makes sense.
Okay.
The missionary, on his turn, will say to Muninn, obviously as an attack, "I rebuke you, pagan. I rebuke you and the demons who pull your strings. Renounce them for your own good and for the good of those around you." As an attack against Muninn. How does Muninn defend themselves?
Okay. One of two ways. Muninn would say, you say I'm pulled by strings, but look at you. You kneel to your gods like you are the sheep that shepherd that you like same point as earlier. Like you say I'm pulled by strings, but you are the sheep that is so gladly shepherded by the by those you consider higher than yourselves. Why don't you fuck off? No, why don't you take some initiative and some why don't you have some agency on your own life, you know?
Oh god.
Sounds forceful.
Fuck. Okay.
I'm trying to think if it would be something else.
Mathematically, what are the chances of me beating a 5 with a forceful? Is it
You'd
even
have
possible?
to get the best possible roll to get a
Okay.
tie.
Damn.
So
And you
one
have a
in
lot
nine.
of
1 in 9.
you can use
What?
negotiating as well.
That's
So a
true.
lot of-
I mean, I'm tempted to use my stunt, but I mean, I don't want to be cheesy because I already made my case for a forceful roll. It seems.
Which stunt of
Is that
yours?
cheesy?
Which stunt of
Sorry?
yours?
Divine intervention. So whatever the guy has said, it doesn't affect me because the actual stunt is, yeah. Sorry, what's his name? Arcesius will protect me basically. Do you reckon that will work?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's your stunt. Of course it will.
Okay. I mean, 5 is a big number for the game, not in general. So I'll probably... I mean, if that's okay, I'll use that as a defense.
Your stunt, of course. So what happens narratively? What's Arcesius's divine intervention to protect you? That obviously wouldn't, damage the missionary, quote-unquote, in this combat.
Yeah. I guess something similar to the effect of what I just said. So maybe I mean, it's up to you mostly, but so maybe what the missionary says at first maybe dims Muninn's light a bit, but then as as soon as it dims, it shines bright again, and then Muninn says what they just said earlier, like, "Oh, you think I'm the sheep? You think I've got the strings? Like, you literally call yourself the sheep to a shepherd or something."
Sure. Cassius feels very, very annoyed at this missionary, and probably his annoyance slips through and affects you too.
Yeah. Cool.
Sure. Missionary's attack is negated. Illona.
I'll continue to just Can I make an attack of saying just like yeah, shut up now, gaga goo goo.
Sure,
Just like belittle him.
Sure, sounds like a forceful attack.
I'll take it.
Forceful or flashy, actually? More forceful. Yeah, it's forceful. Never mind.
Oh fuck! I had better flashy.
Barely.
Oh, 2. That's fantastic.
He'll respond by saying, "Are you so deluded to follow someone who so clearly damages and damns everyone around them?" He got a 6, so he gets an advantage.
I'm sorry, guys.
Oh
No.
Resolute Faith, I'll call Bernurio's new advantage, because dimming light doesn't really fit.
I could no. I'm not gonna use.
What
Huh?
fate points?
Yeah, the
Were you-
negotiating thing.
Mm,
But it
Yeah,
would
you-
still put me at a tie, right?
Not if you use.
No,
both
you
of
have
them,
you
right?
have a
Oh
two,
no, right.
you have a 2 to a 6, so it would not get you a tie. It would just negate his advantage.
Yeah. But then we would lose to it. Nah.
Sure.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Show&Tell, anything from Always Thirsty or the horse?
No.
The
They're
horse.
flickering. They can continue flickering.
Yeah, a little bit. Always Thirsty, as always, continues drinking, very much diminishing the strength of Anghel's arguments, narratively at least. And the horse, I think, will begin grazing. It's been a while. Anghel and Muninn.
For once, sorry, let me stand up. For once, I don't actually have anything in mind. So, I mean, Show&Tell, did you want to go next, or?
I mean, I don't have anything really that exciting either. Like, I mean, just
Okay.
damn.
Okay, I do have something small, but I don't know if it would work in the same way that I'm thinking it would. So maybe wanting a swift resolution to this conflict, Muninn would say, like, stand down, maybe even. Right. So Muninn would say to the missionary, like, surely your pride and your faith can't be worth more than the life of this child, or the unlife of this child, I guess. And they would say, like, if this
Unlife
conflict,
of the child?
yeah, unlife, yeah. So Muninn would say, like, if we missionary, if we resolve this conflict swiftly, then sooner we can part ways. And that'll be it.
Not forceful, definitely not forceful. So good on you for that. Would it be probably careful or sneaky? I'm trying to think if it would be clever. Maybe. Yeah, I guess, yeah, it can be clever. You're like playing on his like pretty much fear of you, to be honest, because he's very unsettled by you. Sure, I'll take it as a clever.
Okay, in that case, Baba Booey. I got a 5.
He'll respond by yelling out, "Be silent and be gone, pagan." Let's see how he does. Poorly, he takes 1 point of damage.
Nice.
Woo. Woo!
Here we are.
He'll take his level 2 stress.
Would it be cheating, Ashen? You know you have 2 points of negotiating.
Mm-hmm.
Could I use one because I'm or maybe 2 because I'm negotiating?
Use them all.
Yeah, use them all. Okay, thank you, Teeironor. Hang on, what would that equal? So
5
so
points
there's
of
1,
damage.
3, 5. Okay, and obviously he's got. Okay, could I use them both or just one? Because I
You
don't
may
want to
use
leave you
however
without
many
any.
you wish. It's
Yeah,
fine.
both.
Okay, in that case,
Do it. It's gonna finish him off. I mean, not really, but
It
it
will
will.
be close.
He will have to take. Yeah, it will have to take the 6.
Okay, Teeironor, is this cheating? So can I use the 2 negotiating that Illona has to +4 it? Would it be cheating to also use silent judgment? So throughout all of this, obviously Muninn.
If you can argue it, it's not.
Oh, you can use the blinding light too.
Can I? Oh
Yes.
Can I?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I'm about to end this man's career. So okay, Teeironor. So obviously negotiating, I'm trying to negotiate this guy down, so you know, as long as Ashen's okay with it, I'll use those +4s. As long as Show&Tell is okay with it, silent judgment, like, yeah, of course, Muninn is trying to negotiate this guy down, but ultimately they are silently judging him. Like, they're not outwardly saying like, "Oh, you're inferior," but they are definitely like thinking that, right?
Sure.
Okay, so that's enough.
Let's see. Like, let's math it out first to see like how much that results in. Like, to see if you need to keep going. So that's 9 points of damage coming this fellow's way. He can take 12 in total.
Okay, in that case,
You
using
take
blind.
12. Oh, because he has an advantage.
Oh,
No, I was not counting the advantage when I said 12 in total.
okay. So it's probably even more.
4 + 6. Oh, +2. Right. Okay.
Yep.
So if I use this consequence, blinding light, would that be a +2? Because it's a level 2 consequence. I can't remember how it works exactly.
The consequences work the same way as advantages, so yeah.
Okay.
So
In that case,
that would be 11, correct? Yeah. 8 + 1 + 2 is 11, yes.
Yes. Cool.
Wait,
I mean,
but 11 is enough, no?
No, you need 12. Well, actually,
But
yeah.
if
Actually,
it
yeah,
takes 10.
it would be enough. You're right, but the missionary will use his advantage.
I should have said.
to make,
Now let me also do some math to see what's like most optimal way for him to take damage.
Okay. I mean, obviously, Show&Tell.
How many silent judgment did you use, Dely?
I mean,
we're assuming both.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
as long as that's okay with you.
Yeah, no, for sure. I hoped you took both. Yeah, okay.
Okay, cool.
So, how would he take 9? 2 doesn't work, so he'd have to take his consequences. That will not do. So I'll use Dely your consequence to mitigate his.
Okay.
So that's 7 points of damage. 6 + 2. And I'll use a fate point to just make it 5 points of damage.
Damn it.
Damn. I mean, not bad. Still spent most of his extra stuff, you know?
He will have to take his level 6 consequence just because a 4 and 2 will make it easier for him to be knocked out. Yeah. What's the level 6 consequence you inflict on the fellow? Again, a level 6 is a crippling injury, not injury in this case, but you know.
Maybe questioning resolve, perhaps? Or questioning faith, perhaps?
Yeah, that definitely makes sense and fits.
Or, you know, something to that effect, like wavering faith or something.
Well, I wrote down questioning. Do you want it to be wavering instead?
I mean, they're both more or less the same thing. So questioning, I mean, you've already written it down, so that's fine.
Sure. That was your turn, Dely, I believe.
Mhm.
I don't even remember what you said to the fellow. Oh, but something to the likes of your blind sheep, etc., etc. Okay.
Yeah.
He wavers, not necessarily because of your words. He's fine being a quote-unquote blind sheep, rather because of your deeds, let's say, or the deeds performed through you, perhaps. Did we have Show&Tell's turn as Anghel? I don't believe we did.
I don't think we did either.
Yeah, you're up.
How do we follow up that? Okay. I was thinking. Maybe Angus says something like, "Sheep or not, these people, need our help, and you, instead of doing anything about it, you just, um, you know."
I'm not sure I do know.
You waste time squabbling over, your fate.
Okay.
Like, shouldn't you? Yeah.
I think it's a good argument.
Sort of.
Okay. Sounds careful or forceful. This is an attack, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. He'll rebuke by saying, "Don't you see that what I'm doing is equally, if not more important?" He takes 1 point of damage. Does he have anything to mitigate that? Guess he'll use the last fate point that I have to mitigate it.
Okay, I'll use guessing game.
Sure, you have your own fate points. You don't have to, but sure, okay.
I mean, does it matter?
Sure. It's just how you use your own resources. So 1 point of damage to the fellow. Okay. Guess you'll take his level 2 stress unless there's anything else you want to invest.
Maybe I'll use a fate point to just finish him off. Although maybe I want Muninn to finish him off.
Well, if you use a fate point instead of a level 2, he'll take his level 4 consequence, so you won't finish him off. You need to spend 2 fate points to finish him off.
Okay, then I'll wait with it for now.
Sure. He's next. He will say to Muninn, You come to these people offering false hope. You spread word and defile the very land with your presence. You are just as evil, if not more so, than the act which created this wailing infant. You should depart and never return, and renounce all the demonic patrons whom give you this temporary strength. How do you defend yourself, Dely?
Okay, so I defend myself by saying, you concern yourself more with my faith and my beliefs and how I attain my power, more so than you concern yourself with the lives of these people and the child that ails them in the first place. Perhaps you should have your priorities in order, is basically what they're saying.
Okay. Sounds like a clever defense.
Okay.
Clever or careful, your choice. 7, yeah, you defend yourself. Illona's turn.
It's so difficult. Can I just put an advantage that I distract him so he's not
Sure,
me?
if you may describe how you distract the fellow.
I make goofy faces at him.
Oh my god.
Sure, give me a flashy. It will be a difficult roll because
What a way to be remembered. Sorry.
It'll be it'll be a difficult role because he's focused on shouting down Muninn. That's not enough.
I tried.
Sure. Show&Tell, anything from Always First or the Horse?
Nope.
By the way, we're at the hour mark. I remember what I said in the beginning of the session, but I think we're close to the end of this thing, so I'm not gonna force it through quite yet, unless it takes too long again. Trust that it'll be fine, if that makes sense. Anghel and Muninn, your turns.
Come on, Muninn, do it.
Okay. So Muninn would say, in a way that hopefully isn't very flashy, they would say,
I'll be the judge of it.
yeah. As a continuation of what they said before, they would say, missionary, we have the same goal in mind. Lay down your pride and help us attain the same goal. We have a child to. I'm struggling because save isn't really the word. I guess save is the word. We have a child to save.
Sounds like a clever, but you also rebuked cleverly by saying, feel free to roll, by the way, by saying, your manner of saving the child is only another form of damnation.
Yeah.
By what you're doing, you would only consign him to your evil gods. Not gods, demons. You have no voice here. Let's see how he does with a clever roll, which is slightly better than his forceful. Or much better, he gets an advantage.
Sheesh. Okay. Fair enough. I don't think I can do anything about that.
Technically you can if you use his consequence to reroll and get a critical success, but he has an advantage.
Ooh.
But yeah, it wouldn't. Yeah. Anghel, your turn.
Okay.
Okay.
By the way, since this is a team effort, just because Anghel takes him down does not mean that Muninn does not get a say at the quote-unquote negotiating table.
Oh, for sure. That's not what I'm thinking about. What did Muninn say exactly that he's
I think Muninn said something like, it's funny how I can't even remember exactly, but they said like you know, there's a baby involved in this, let's stop squabbling. That's basically what they said.
okay. Will it be awful if Anghel kind of, threatens him, like, physically? kind of
Depends on your definition of awful.
Like, cause I just feel bad that it's been not physical all this time, and suddenly it's gonna, like, I mean, he's not gonna do anything to him, just kind of.
A threat is not
a threat.
Yeah, taking physical action, if that makes sense. It could degenerate to that if, I don't know, you roll poorly and you make the villagers angry at you or something.
Yeah, okay. So I think maybe like maybe Anghel just signs like enough with this, and then he takes a step to like loom threateningly or something.
Give me flash your forceful. Leaning towards forceful.
Yeah.
He will retort by saying, what would he say? Sorry, I'm brain farting a little bit. He would retort by saying, do you not see the danger that stands right next to you? do you not see what he does to the very land that he's standing on? And yeah, not Show&Tell. Anghel, if you were to look at Muninn's feet, you would see just the land dead at his feet.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Anghel definitely sees that.
He rolls a clever defense and defends himself. That's it. You can still try to knock him out if you wish.
I'm going to use question in faith. But he will use probably his advantage, right?
You are correct. But I am out of fate points.
Yes, and then I'll use a fate point. We did say that I could use a fate point as an advantage, right? Or something like that. Instead of like because I don't feel like
you mean invoking one of your advantages instead of one of your aspects? Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Then
Silent Judgment, I'm guessing. Well, it's the only one you have.
I mean, yeah. You guessed correctly.
You are silently judging. Okay. You defeat the fellow. The group of you does. Is Dely back? Guess not.
Sound like it.
So, I guess first things first, Show&Tell, since it's your quote-unquote kill, even though that's not the right term. It's the technical term. How do you dispatch this fellow in this combat? We'll go into the conditions the group imposes on him when Dely gets back, but the moment of this guy's defeat is all yours.
I mean, I pretty much. I mean, like Anghel, looks threatening, and I guess that did the trick. I don't know. Like, we were talking all this time, and then suddenly Anghel makes a move, and the guy just lost it.
Sure. I think he was rattled anyway by Muninn, of course. So just Anghel like looming over him up close. Definitely.
Yeah, it was kind of like, the straw.
Definitely. You're right. Also, what's the level 4 consequence you inflict on the fellow?
Oh, shaking knees. Is that enough for
if we go the like metaphorical route, not necessarily the literal route, sure.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Sure. Welcome back, Dely.
Turns into like Elvis Presley.
Welcome back, Dely. Show&Tell got the killing blow, quote unquote, by looming menacingly over the missionary. But now all three of you get to impose conditions on the fellow.
Oh, hell yeah. Well done, Show&Tell. Anghel is such a killing blow.
I was sure that this time you were gonna take the cake or whatever. I don't know, but yeah. I kind of didn't expect it.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that he's
He was just done.
Yeah, it's good that he's defeated. What do you think in terms of concessions?
Honestly, I feel like Muninn and actually Akesius is more invested in these concessions because like Anghel doesn't give a shit.
Okay.
It's I speaking as Akesius will not impose conditions because Akesius did not participate in terms of game mechanics, so they're not his concessions to make. The concessions, Dely's the one asking the concessions, not Muninn, so Akesius cannot influence Dely, if that makes sense.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I will say though maybe that, I don't know if it can be a concession. I don't know how to even phrase it. Like more like, care more about your people than your
I mean, he does care. I mean, he does care about the people. That's why he was shouting at Muninn.
I wasn't saying don't care about. Like, I mean, I was saying more. Like more than.
Sure. Sure.
I don't know.
I'll work to incorporate that, but above board, you guys don't know this, but he was doing charity work, but sure.
Oh, bless him.
No, I mean, yes. I mean about this particular instance where, he feels like his faith is put in question or something. And he feels like that's more important than doing something to actually help.
I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Above board, he was not necessarily fighting Muninn because it's an affront against my faith, even though it was. Rather, he was fighting Muninn because this person is clearly evil. They will lead the people astray, damn them, perhaps even hurt them. I have to protect them.
Okay. I see. Okay, fine. Then I don't have anything to say then.
Sure. Above board, you guys defeated the fellow in combat. Like he did not concede. So you can take the kitchen sink away from him to use a metaphor to force one out.
Oh, can we take his kitchen sink?
Sinks don't exist.
Illona wants the kitchen sink as she leaves.
Sinks don't exist, but sure.
Can you just invent the kitchen sink real quick and then we'll take it?
You have to invent it, and then we take it.
Not his field of expertise, but sure.
Dang it. I really wanted that sink.
I was thinking, it's obviously Cassius wants this guy in the village to renounce their faith a bit. So maybe
focusing on the village. Obviously, it would be nice if this guy did from a Cassius' point of view, but he's not expecting it because he knows that these people are stubborn. That said, major concession, you can potentially extract that away from him, but also speak as Dely, not as Muninn, if that makes sense.
That does. In that case, could it make sense to ask this guy? Because renouncing his faith is a big deal, outright. So maybe a good concession, I think that makes sense, would be to set Muninn, see Muninn's example. They are this missionary sees Muninn as a demon worshipper, but ultimately Muninn was the one that was constant. Well, I mean, I feel like Muninn's, whether this is true or not, Muninn definitely feels this way. Muninn was like, look, I just want to sort of deal with this baby situation because, kids and babies, they are. This whole situation is bad. And you're here arguing with me about your faith. Why don't you think for yourself a little bit more? Continuing with the motif of shepherding and sheep and everything like that. Look, I know you like being a sheep, but maybe think for yourself once in a while, and perhaps bring that sort of mindset to the people that you meet along your travels. Even if you don't change your faith, please at least change your frame of mind,
Sure, above board this sure, but above board this will happen entirely. All of that you've said, it's Dely saying it, not Muninn. Cassius will not allow Muninn to say all that. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
So the missionary will come to these conclusions on his own based on what Dely said, not because Muninn would have said it. Muninn, Cassius would have wanted Muninn to say, renounce your faith entirely or kill yourself or something.
Oh my god. Okay. I guess maybe Muninn would say that then.
But above board, Dely wants the conclusion that this missionary reaches to be more being more moderate and questioning his faith rather than renouncing it completely or, well, killing himself?
I mean, that's what I think. Like as a player, that's what I think, and especially in terms of like balance, in terms of like how strong a concession can be. But I mean, yeah, Muninn would say like, look, listen, your faith is clearly corrupt. My faith, you call it demonic power, but I'm the one more concerned about the child here than you. So what's that to say about your faith? So why don't you renounce it? And if you don't renounce it, then you're no better than the demons that you think I am. So fucking kill yourself.
Sure. Sure. He stumbles like... Normally he'd have a witty reply ready for you, but with Anghel looming over him like falling, stumbling over himself, he's frightened, generally speaking, and says... Actually, I don't think he'd say anything. He'd just breathe out, stand up, look at at everyone, see that the villagers are like not taking his side whatsoever. Instead, they're like looking at him like, ooh, what a weirdo. Just sigh and probably just walk away. But obviously, your defeat conditions do apply.
Okay.
But he'll fuck off completely from like this general area.
Okay.
Unless you want him to do otherwise.
I mean, I do have one more thing to say. I don't know if it would fit within the concession or not. But obviously, like, maybe as he's walking away, Muninn would say, like heed my words as advice rather than words of damnation. Like, if my faith... like think of the power that my faith provides me. Think of the individuality that my faith provides me. You may renounce one faith, absolutely, but taking on another may be more beneficial to you, basically. Saying like, look, listen, you may be renouncing your faith, but this whole demonic shit, as you say, isn't so bad. It is, but it's not.
I think I'll allow him to make a small retort. It won't change anything, but I think it's in character given that just last turn he was still shouting and yelling. So like there's still a little bit of fire in him. So as you say that, you'll like turn around because he was walking away and say, I wonder how much of those words came from you or from those pulling your strings.
Ooh.
Oh.
But he'll walk
That
away.
is well said. Well said.
Mm-hmm. Also, did you say? I mean, I missed it, but did you say go kill yourself? After everything that you said, like if you don't or something.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess.
And then you said, take it as advice.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, I think Muninn was like, look, listen, if you don't renounce your face, you may as well be dead. So, like, It's either one or the other. Sure. It's a bit morbid. It's sending a bit mixed signals, to be honest. But
it was funny. It was great.
Yeah. Sheesh.
Ashen, do you have any concessions you'd like to extract from this fellow? It's also
I didn't get my kitchen sink, so I'm
Oh.
Well, he's not Tivian, but he is like from your part of the world. So like a concession, if you want, can be, oh hey, have you heard anything from like my part of the world or whatever? If you want it to be, you don't have to, obviously.
That would be interesting, though. That would be interesting. Just like a brief rundown what happened.
Well, let's like role play it because I don't have like a general answer for you because it's too vague of a question. I imagine as the fellow's walking away, maybe Illona has like this light bulb moment of like, oh, this person is like more or less from my part of the world. I ought to ask him something. Can you go ahead and let's see the question and I'll deliver the answer?
Illona would say like, hey, wait a minute. You come from Tivia, right?
I have ministered in Tivia before, and I have been in the Tivian colonies in the New World, but I am not from Tivia, no.
Do you have like any information on what it's looking like there? But what's been happening the past?
You've been gone like a decade above board.
Oh, what's been happening the last decade, man? Sit down.
Since the old king died, you mean?
Yeah.
Above board that you killed. Just for context, I'm not saying that as a nudge, but like a context.
Yeah, that one.
Well, it's things are not easy there. Well, I'm sure you've heard that the king's son succeeded him but died just a few months later, and then the throne went to the king's cousin. The brother refused it. I think the brother, above board Roka, the one that you guys caused the death of, let's say, he will say, I think he went looking for the old king's assassin. A fool's errand, if you ask me.
Yeah.
And, well, it's just been unstable there. The roads are safe enough. The palace is not, if you catch my meaning. It was difficult enough to get an official permit to preach in the colonies. It's just, well, if I'm honest, if a war were to break out, I fear for the safety of that country. There is no stable leadership at the moment.
Interesting.
But, well, the Caramel Empire just had its own war with the Ziemi to the north. I doubt they are planning a war anytime soon. With Tivia, I mean. As for their other rivals in the west, well, they are dealing with their own issues. I'm sure in a couple of years, once the new king reaches maturity and takes charge, things will be safe. Just, well, Tivia really needs a couple of peaceful years, if that makes sense.
I sure hope they get that.
But likewise, war is horrible for everyone.
I think Illona would start to think about like, oh man, kind of miss home. I miss like the food they had there, the drinks. And she would ask, do you by any chance like, are you a good cook?
I am not to put a finer point of it, milady, but I am part of a holy order. My daily food is bread and water.
Illona would look so disappointed. Not like she couldn't hide that. It's like, oh. I was just thinking about like the Tivian food. Maybe you could but I understand what water and bread it is.
Well, obviously, when a governor or an official invited me to their table, obviously, by virtue of politeness, I would partake, but I did not cook the food myself, of course. And, well, you won't be finding many oranges in this part of the world, milady.
Illona, like, almost has a teardrop in her eye, like, yeah, that's true.
Are you familiar with Tivia? Your accent seems to fit the place, but...
Long time ago, yes, I've traveled through it.
Well, do you have any relatives or friends that you'd like me to take a message to? If I ever make it there again? Above board, keep in mind that will probably be years from now, so, you know.
Yeah, I don't really have anything that No.
Very well, very well. He hesitatingly like reaches to like perform like a blessing on you. Hesitates because of like the concession that he made to you guys, but he'll do it not necessarily out of genuine belief, but rather out of it's the polite thing to do. If that makes sense, would you accept it?
Yeah.
Sure. He like briefly blesses you, performs like a gesture, like waves in front of you his hand in a particular gesture, and says, "May the free be with you, and perhaps you may be able to guide your companion to a better path," indicating Muninn.
Illona wouldn't say anything at that. But I think you'd be like, yeah, thanks.
Nods, and would continue departing.
Bye.
I think, obviously, there's some details that we discussed above board, but I think before I go to those details, would you guys like to have like a brief scene of just like reconvening after this whole encounter, or shall we just like jump straight into what I had in mind?
I guess it depends. I mean, I don't mind a brief scene. Just as a
Sure, yeah.
yeah.
That's good.
Above board for like what's happening with the villagers there, just like all surrounding the priest, like asking him questions like, "Oh, how could you do this?" Blah blah blah. But because of the terms of his concession, he's like able to like still assert his authority, at least somewhat, over the people. So that's why you guys have a respite to talk among yourselves as you so wish.
Okay.
I don't remember. Are they going to take care of the baby on their own? Like, do we need to do anything?
This was just revealing I'm the father. The next steps have not been,
boy.
set down.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that's the next step, isn't it? To like to convince them, isn't it? But I mean, obviously, that could be quite a lengthy conversation.
Yeah. I'm just like a little confused of how Illona would. Should we just straight up bring the news, or what's the plan?
No. I have something in mind that will sort of force it to action.
Okay.
You may bring the news of your own volition, of course, but I have something that will force the topic, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, okay. So I wouldn't push that. Illona would come back to the group and be like, I just got a blessing. I don't know how to feel about that. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As they descend from the holy sort of magics that they were bestowed, they would probably say like, "Oh yeah, like."
Now you probably also notice that the land beneath your feet is very, very dead.
Oh my god!
How are you doing that?
How are you doing that?
Does Illona ask that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as Muninn descends, they would probably seem a bit weak, as the light sort of leaves them, and they would say, "I am the Oracle of Acesius, child. His magic flows through me like wine flows through the halls of a great banquet."
Isn't Illona like 20 years older?
Yeah, like first of all, child.
Yeah. Not literally, obviously.
Oh my god.
Illona's not that much older. Like, I think Illona's in her 30s and Muninn and Anghel in your 20s. Anghel younger, actually.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
Yeah, I think I thought about Anghel's age. So, how old is Illona? Whatever. Doesn't matter.
She's seen a lot. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Muninn would say, my magic flows through me like, I don't know if you caught it, but Muninn would say, my magic flows through me like wine flows through a great banquet. Because of Acacius.
Yeah, nice play on words.
Oh.
And that includes killing the ground. Well,
Great,
comes with it.
yeah, great magic requires great sacrifice.
Anghel looks very like not. I don't even know what to say. Like not.
Impressed, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. In case you were wondering.
Okay.
Question. Is it like really out of line to say that like Illona would have an apple or something? Like a fruit?
Would it be out of line? Well, most of your supplies got lost. Would there be apple trees nearby? Yeah, I'm fine with that. Well, it's like August. I think apples become fruits in September, I think. So maybe like a green apple at most.
Oh, okay. Can I offer this green apple to the horse?
Oh,
I just want to spend some time with the horse too.
Why?
Look, the horse looks at you, looks at Anghel as if asking permission.
Anghel shrugs and turns away from both of them.
The horse hesitatingly eats it. Show&Tell, you remember that the horse prefers charcoal.
Oh.
Right.
But he'll still eat this and like nod his head in a surprisingly intelligent manner, at least to Illona, in gratitude.
Illona would ask. So,
Is surprising to Illona or intelligent to Illona? Never mind. Just ignore me, okay?
yeah.
Illona would ask like, so, how are you doing?
To the horse.
Yeah, I really want this horse to talk.
Blinks. Begins grazing, sort of like, oh, don't mind me, I'm just a horse. Above board, but obviously, you know.
Side-eyeing her as it does.
Illona, are you okay? The horse can't speak, you know.
Yeah.
Anghel coughs. No, can he cough? Can you cough if you're... I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like, does it make a sound?
You're not using your vocal cords to cough, you're just forcing air through.
Okay.
Like it's
That
it's
makes
an
sense.
it's an autoimmune response, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, but he coughs on purpose. I guess it's the same thing. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Like how breathing makes the noise if you try hard enough.
Mm.
If you try hard enough, I like
Yeah.
that. New Olympic sport, breathing. Yeah, Illona would like nod at the horse and rejoin Anghel and Muninn.
You guys let me know when the like general conversation is over so that I skip to the event that
I
forces
think
everything
it's
to happen.
or I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, we can move on. But
The only thing I would say is that maybe because obviously Illona seems a bit like she's missing something, right?
Yeah.
But then Muninn might already know why that is because of Cassius, right?
Muninn, you would be told by Acacius not to pry into that, but because it deals with what attribute would he use? With the disorderly one, which obviously you will know whom he means.
Okay. In that case, Muninn wouldn't say something. Like Muninn would probably ask, but obviously the Oracle wouldn't ask, if that makes sense. They're almost like two characters at this point. Like Jekyll and Hyde.
how fun.
A little bit. So, Anything else before we move on?
Not from me, I don't think.
Yeah,
Me
no.
neither.
Sure. Sure. As all of a sudden, once again, you hear that horrible, horrible wail of the baby sound once again. And it's not night out, but you guys, Illona mostly, deduced what that means. That the personification of night is nearby. As I think in a very surprisingly flashy manner, the sky would darken suddenly, almost as if in an eclipse. And with the baby wailing and all that, but slightly for simplicity's sake, I think the villagers would flee in terror back to their dwellings. Any immediate reactions from the three of you?
Ilona's like, oh shit.
Anghel puts a hand on his ladle.
Muninn would, if they were allowed to, Muninn would maybe project a small sort of circle of light, maybe in an attempt to keep the surroundings lit. But obviously, whether or not that succeeds,
I need to think of whether that you would be allowed to actually. Akessis would tell you something like stay low, like don't draw attention to yourself in regards to what's about to happen. Obviously, above board when you'll be allowed to talk to Illona, but not now, if that makes sense.
Right. That makes sense. In that case, maybe Muninn would do that instinctively. But obviously, it doesn't like. Or maybe they stop themselves.
Sure. And the familiar voice of Nyctelios, at least to Illona, don't remember if anyone else has heard it. To anyone else, it sounds like a female voice that's raspy and sounds a bit on the older side, if that makes sense. Sort of all around you says, "It's time, child," as the darkness sort of intensifies around the three of you.
Anghel turns to look at Illona in confusion. Is it confusion? We don't know exactly what happened, right?
Anghel doesn't. Illona and Muninn, funnily enough, kind of do. Well, Illona does, but you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so he's confused.
I think Muninn would look to Illona as well, but more in a sympathetic kind of way.
Oh,
Illona would see Angel's confusement. What confusement?
Confusion.
confusion.
That is what confusion sounds like. Angel's confusement. Stick with it. And say unfinished business, got some debt to pay.
Quite.
What does that mean? Oh.
I mean, Anghel, you may ask that, but Nyctelios would also say that to accentuate the point.
Okay. I mean, sure. Anghel doesn't speak out loud, so it's fine.
Right, sort of behind Illona, eerily, Anghel and Muninn, you see pitch blackness, almost like the darkness is coalescing around a single point, if that makes sense. And it just seems like an area that's just dark. But Illona, if you were to look behind you, you would see this familiar lady grinning evilly at you. Well, mischievously. She's not necessarily evil.
Oh, but she's creepy.
She is.
She's hella creepy.
She is. Yeah. As she says to you, well, go on. They deserve an explanation, do they not? Even though I'm sure that one knows, indicating Muninn. Anghel and Muninn, you guys hear this, but you don't see Nyctelios' form. You just see the shapeless darkness.
What is she talking about?
Anghel would say that.
Sign it, guess.
Illona would like describe how she was. It was with the Mother of the Forest, right? Where it happened.
What are you referring to?
When I kind of were to die, but made the deal.
Oh, the first time. Yeah. With the wolves, yeah.
Yeah. So Illona would describe that like how the only escape from dying was basically to strike a deal, and I did it, and now part of my soul is missing.
But what's gonna happen to you now then?
Oh, nothing, says Nyctelios. Nothing. Well, in the very, very long term, yes, but you will have a very, let's say, unusual afterlife, to say the least. But in the short term, not much. I will just take you away, little pawn, obviously meaning Illona, since your presence would interfere with my plans.
Take her away where? I don't know if he's actually like... I mean, it seems like Nyctelios is answering Anghel, so...
Leave it to a god to understand what Anghel means, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure.
Muninn, just for context's sake, Acacius would not want you to address Nyctelios, but you may address Illona.
Okay. I don't know if this is necessarily true, but the thing I want to ask, maybe, or tell Illona. So my first thought is like, oh, Illona, it's not too late. Like, you can. But then Acacius might disagree with that. It's not too late. Just
don't be foolish. It is very much too late for her. Interrupts Acacius in your mind only.
Okay. In that case, Muninn would say to Illona, you have made your choice, and do not regret that choice as some would regret. And then they would be cut off, I think.
How callous, although I would expect nothing less from Acacius' mouthpiece, says Nyctelios.
What? We're just supposed to let you go? But where are you going?
Where am I going?
Do not worry. I'm giving her a small bit of favor. She will visit an old friend. But I cannot guarantee how that old friend might respond to her. That's entirely up to, the two of them.
Illona.
I just need her out of the way, Nyctelios would add. I'm not necessarily interested in harming you. You are a very, very useful agent of chaos, little tool. What you did to the king of Tivia all those years ago, that was very juicy.
Illona would look at the ground, not wanting to, I don't know. Not the face of regret, but more so kind of man, if I had to do everything again, I probably would have done things differently.
Anghel looks at her and he signs. Do you want to go? To meet this friend?
It's someone I want to see again, but obviously the circumstances could have been better.
Do not worry, Nyctelios says to Muninn and Anghel. If you will miss your dear friend Illona oh so very dearly, I'm sure she'll be very, very close by, and out of the darkness emerges this thing.
What?
Oh my god.
A much paler version of Illona, grinning evilly at you because you know it's not Illona.
What the fuck?
That
Anghel stumbles back away from it.
I think Muninn probably would too. Right?
And the cases would be unsettled and obviously affect you as well.
Yeah.
Illona would like stare in horror and like, who are you?
It's me, the patron you have neglected oh so very much, little child. But don't worry, I'll make better use of your countenance. Thank you for the little bit of your soul. Wouldn't have been able to do this without it.
What the fuck?
I think Illona would be stunned.
Illona, the assassin of the King of Tivia, though I don't know what life you'll lead from now on, she is too useful to me as an agent of chaos to just discard. So, well, I figured it might as well take your form for now. And don't worry, turning to Anghel and Muninn, you will see Illona through me again. Quite often, I think.
Muninn would utter like abomination, like that, maybe.
The cases would allow it. Rich coming from you.
Yeah.
Anghel will throw the ladle at it.
Big spoon, here you go.
Give
me a forceful, please.
Oh no. Oh, Jesus.
I was going to give you like a magic moment if you got like a critical success, but since this is a deity, magic not in the literal sense, in the metaphorical sense, she ducks with relative ease. Although Muninn, I think you would notice her wincing, like ew, like artifacts of like the new religion of the free, ew, icky, and dangerous potentially.
Okay.
But she puts on a strong face and says, Did your mother never teach you to respect your elders? Well, regardless, I'm not so cruel as to take your friend away from you without the usual tearful goodbyes. So go on. Have those tearful goodbyes. I won't interfere too much, let's say. And she steps away. The darkness still, like the like surrounding darkness still surrounds you guys, for lack of a better term. But Nycterios in the form of Illona vanishes, again for lack of a better term, like sort of blends into the darkness as it moves away from the three of you, leaving the three of you alone to discuss things. And Dely, is it a good time to do the thing?
If you think it is, maybe, I don't know.
Well, not the full version, for lack of a better term.
Oh, okay. In that case, yeah.
Would you like to explain what you've been up to?
What?
What is happening?
Okay, I guess so. So I don't know how much I should delve into this right now, but maybe I should delve more into it after the full version. I don't know, but okay. So Ashen, obviously, because you're leaving us after 3-ish, well, not very long, but three very good years of Legacy of the Rimlen. I mean, I prepared like a little present.
What?
Almost-ish.
Oh
a little
my
bit,
god.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know how much I should go into it right this second because it's not the full version, but
we'll check. I'm choosing my words carefully because Dely, you're the one who decides how much you want to say. We'll check out the full version in our post-episode discussion.
Okay, that sounds good to me. I don't know if you should I say what it is? I say present. It's more like a leaving gift.
It'll be obvious soon enough. But do you want to surprise it by having it happen? Surprise everyone by having it happen, or should we?
I would like a surprise. I'd like a surprise.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I'm so curious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
Everyone's in the game. Yeah, they are in the game. Lovely. Okay.
Okay. So
You guys, I
It
think,
was-
should hear what's going on.
I can. It's a little bit quiet.
I've turned it up.
I
It's not that quiet. Come on.
I
do
really
you
had
guys
time to put on my part as well.
do you guys hear what's going on? Do you guys hear what's going on or not?
I hear guitar. What
Okay.
is
In
supposed to happen?
In that case, you can hear what's going on.
Dely just say it. I don't think they'll get it.
Is it Skyrim?
It's almost. Okay, so, yeah, like Teeironor said, I may as well say it. So, because obviously, Ashen, because you're leaving us, I thought it would be really cool to make some kind of ballad for Illona.
What?
Yeah, and right now, what's playing in the background is the instrumental version of it, but there is another version of it that actually has lyrics to it.
Wait. So you
Yeah.
played the guitar in this?
No, I didn't. So, I mean, we'll discuss it more later. But my very lovely friends, in the lyrics version, I made the lyrics. But my two of my very lovely friends helped me with this.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Wow.
It sounds awesome. I amped it like all the way up for my part. So
Yeah, it's a big,
Damn.
it's a big deal you leaving. So, I mean, if any of us were to
It
leave,
really is.
you know, so I thought, do you know what I mean? Like, it's
oh, that's so sweet.
yeah,
It's amazing.
very medieval, very kind of D&D like fashion. You know, I was like, Illona needs a ballad. You know,
That's so sweet. Thank you so much.
That's
I
my
love
pleasure.
it. It's just awesome.
Yeah.
Hmm?
I'm glad you like it.
I don't think I can.
It
turn
is really good.
I don't think I can turn it much louder without like it affecting the recording and making it so you guys can't be heard. That's why I'm
Okay.
not turning it louder.
Okay. So who wants to go first in the LP?
What'd you say?
Because we.
Well, we'll have this song playing in the background while you guys do your farewells. However long those
Okay.
farewells take, whether it's 2 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever, however long, the scene's all yours.
Okay.
In that case, I think Illona would like turn to Anghel and Muninn and say like, "That thing was terrifying. I hope you have like very few encounters with that thing, if any. But I will miss you so much. I hope to be back soon.
Will you be back?
I hope so.
Will
I
you
don't
be
really know.
okay?
I don't know
Does
how
it
much-
hurt?
Yes, it hurts. Like obviously not the nicest feeling being partially soulless, but yeah, we'll manage. Illona would go to like hug Anghel if he allows
Oh,
that.
I think he's a little stiff at first, but then he allows it. Like when he realizes.
Sweet.
Uh,
Then I think Illona would like go to hug Muninn, but considering like the stinkiness as well, she would probably like take a deep breath first and like
Yeah.
hold her breath for it.
They would say like, Illona, I've never been much of a hugger. So if you'd rather save your nose, like, I would not be offended.
Illona's
they-
already committing.
Okay. In that case, Muninn would open their arms and to save Illona's nose, they would probably try not to smother her too much, I guess. Illona, we haven't known each other for long. You and Anghel and I.
Like a week. Or maybe
A
2.
bit more, but a bit less than 2 weeks.
but it'll be weird.
I feel like I've known you for longer than most people know. How do I put it? Muninn would say, I feel like I've known you for a lifetime. I don't know. I feel like Anghel could say the same.
I agree. I feel like this almost 2 weeks has been like 3 years almost.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, funny that. You, Illona, you chose your path all that time ago. I don't know how long ago it was above board when you decided to kill the king. Which, by the way, I didn't know you killed the king. I knew you killed like someone important.
This is like the 4th time we've said it. Come on.
Listen.
I remembered by now.
I've got a brain of a sieve. I thought it was like someone really noble. I didn't realize it was I didn't remember that it was the king.
Mm-hmm.
But Muninn would say you've chosen your path, as have I, and as have Anghel. But don't let that drag you down.
Illona like nods. I'll try to.
Keep the rest of your soul intact.
I'll keep it nice and tucked in.
Yeah. Muninn would say that the shade of you is not like be sure the shade of you that we were just shown it's
We
it's
will
an
kill it.
Yeah, basically Muninn would nod and agree.
I mean, the looks could be worse, so that's I guess the only positive of this. But yeah, remember me and not that thing. Don't forget that I was here first before.
Yeah, I couldn't put it better myself. This abomination won't tarnish the legacy you have bestowed upon us. I don't think bestowed is the right word, but anyway.
Wow, legacy! Wow.
Of the Rimlen, perhaps.
Illona would say you guys have some should have some wine or something. Have a squirrel, roasted squirrel for me. Think.
Do we have wine on us right now, Teeironor? Do you think?
You have honey. Oh no, you do have wine, because Always Thirsty always carries drinks with him.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
It's like the opposite of a party pooper.
Should we
But does
get
he
some-
share those drinks?
He does not.
Really?
He does not think of sharing them, but if asked, will. He's staring in oh, this is a sad scene, and oh, I ought to say something to Illona. This wine looks tasty. I'll take a sip.
Everyone is one kind of turns to him, kind of
Please.
Wine.
Yeah.
Please.
Looks at everyone. Yeah,
I mean, Illona would ask. I think hey, you wanna have a toast with us? Just a goodbye toast.
Sorry. Yeah, sure. You have any cups? No, we don't. Just pass it around.
Then Illona would hold it up and take a swig and pass it on to the next person.
It's good wine. This country is a bit of a shithole, but above board. But the wine's the one thing they do right.
Damn. Tasty.
Whichever wine you wish it to be. I'm not adept enough in alcoholic drinks to describe it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, makes sense. Well,
it was an honor to have that drinking contest with you, says Always Thirsty to you, Illona.
Yeah, I'm sorry about kind of fooling you with that one, but it was really fun.
Did he know that?
He thinks when you say fool me, he thinks you're referring to the fact that he at first mistook you for Prince Charming. Not necessarily to cheating in the contest.
Oh god. It would be a bad time to bring it up.
He's not aware that Illona cheated.
I cheated, but no, I won't say that. And I think with that, Illona would like turn around, look back and wave, and just like head into where Nictelius was going.
Oh,
Oh,
If you need, oh, she already went. It's over.
no, that's my expression of mild surprise. Like, oh, it's already over.
Oh, you can't stop me.
I mean, at the end of the day, Ashen, you decide when it's over. But it's up. But yeah, you guys carry on.
Okay.
Let me know.
I mean, if it's not over exactly.
I mean, if it's okay, would Muninn would probably grab Ilona's arm to try and stop her.
Illona would, yeah, she would be stopped.
Okay. So Muninn probably, because of Akesius' influence, like they won't say anything, but they would like, if Illona would look, like they would be crying.
Oh.
You, Akesius forbids you from challenging Nictelius or like speaking ill of Akesius. Does not forbid you from saying goodbye to Illona. That's what you're thinking.
Okay. It was the first two, but obviously because they can't. Yeah. I mean, obviously story-wise, like even if Muninn did that, I wouldn't do anything. But so Muninn would be crying because, like, as like we've established, like that's a. Even if they can't do anything, they can. That's like a bodily function, right?
Yeah.
And then, so they would be crying as they're holding Illona, maybe, and then like, as if something were to be, as if by some sort of ulterior force or like some kind of second influence or whatever, their grip would slowly loosen, or maybe at once would loosen. And they would say like, Illona, like. And then they would struggle to say goodbye, I think.
Oh. I think Illona would also like have a bit of tears in her eyes from that, and say like, "You guys be careful. Always think before going into fights."
We both know that. We both know that's not true.
If you need saving, you let us know, right?
Yeah, I'll send out a message for that.
He looks at the horse and then he says, "I can get anywhere."
The horse gives you a look like, wait, what?
Don't ruin the mood.
Illona would say like a heartfelt thank you, and hopefully likewise, if you need my help, I'll somehow get the message. Obviously, when. Yeah.
Well, I will. I can't say that though. Almost frozen in place, they would say, I hope whoever almost frozen in place, Muninn would say, I hope whoever it is you're seeing, I hope it's worth it. We will.
I hope so too.
Muninn would say, we will continue. How do I put it? Muninn would say, Anghel and I, we will finish the quest.
I'll tell Willa you said hi.
Huh? You too?
Willa, you said.
Oh, so sweet. Yes, you have to greet Willa for me, and I'm looking forward to having you guys succeed with that quest and setting her free.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's that.
Though ironically enough, Illona might see Willa long before Anghel does, funnily enough, because Illona is heading to the same place where she is, though not to Willa, if that makes sense.
But Illona
I'm not
will
sure.
that,
I'm not even sure what that means. That she's going to see.
We'll see.
Eloise, right?
We'll see.
Okay.
So, Ashen, does Illona depart the group and head to the looming darkness waiting to take her away?
Yeah, she would like look back and wave like a bunch of times. Like 2 steps and like wave. Continue. Wave.
Yeah. And when you... Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that I think he's still in shock, so he looks kind of shocked. I think. Every time.
And when you reach the darkness itself, it seems to everyone as if Illona is consumed by it. To outside viewers, of course. Muninn, Furokiasis, you know better, but Anghel might be scared. As Illona, you find yourself darting off at blinding speeds into the sky, almost too quickly to even realize what the hell is happening other than a disturbing sense of vertigo. For Anghel and Muninn, the darkness that has been surrounding the area vanishes, and obviously the wails of the baby as well. But for Illona, you are taken south, far south, and you see from the sky, as much as you're capable anyway. You guys can hear me, by the way?
Yes.
As much as you're capable, by the way, on that note, you see the lands that you visited. You see, well, the ruins of New Spring that was caused by the fire and the wolf. You see in the distance the army of liberated slaves burning villages and marshalling its strength. As you pass by, you see more plague-stricken lands, you see a surprisingly vibrant forest, presumably where you made a deal with the mother of the forest that you guys allowed to live. And you see, like, people on the road. You see too many details to just sum up in just one, brief flyby. Not that you'd be able to necessarily comprehend them. You pass by Anghel's native village. You see in the distance the ancient Rimlen compound that started this entire mess, for lack of a better term. Adventure, perhaps, would be the kinder term. Strangely absent of Rimlen, although you were mildly aware of that they have screwed off somewhere. And now instead of heading back north to where the adventure took everyone, you travel further south along the road that you probably came when you first reached the village of Anghel's village, when you were, on your various travels trying to lay low and wound up in this, what's the word that I'm looking for? Backwater of a country. And as you make your way further south, you vaguely recognize the lands that you've visited before. You didn't spend much time there. It wasn't necessarily a good hiding place. But you do reach the port at the very end of the road that connects to the sea, that I will put on screen in a moment. It's where all of your visions with Anghel's sister have happened. When I say that, I mean it above board. Illona, you were there once, but not enough to necessarily recognize the place, I think, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And you would be taken by Nyctelios to one of the ships in particular that is docked at this port that you have visited before in a vision shown by Nyctelios, where you have briefly seen your friend. I don't know if you, Ashen, necessarily remember that, but yeah. I'll briefly. I don't know what you guys typed in chat. I briefly put the ship on screen. I think it was here, if I remember correctly. And
I think he was on the other side, right?
sure,
I'm just kidding.
sure. I don't entirely remember off the top of my head. It doesn't necessarily matter. Oh yeah, Dely. This is entirely an Illona moment. Up to you if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will be very, very quick. I'll be right back.
Sure. So, as the darkness takes you on board the ship, you see that this port is very, very much ravaged by storms. It looks like it's been raining nonstop for a week here, which above board it has. Above board, I don't think Illona is aware of this, that it has been raining as such due to the power of Eurymedon causing a storm, so that he can keep Anghel's sister trapped here, so that he may kill Anghel's sister right in front of him.
How
That's so
cozy.
fucked up.
As you do. And I think to allow you at least a little bit of agency, I think the darkness would deposit you into what would be the captain's quarters of the ship, sort of like force a window open, not like shattering it, but like nevertheless force it open, as it deposits you in the room of your familiar companion, whom, again, just because I'd like to offer you a little bit of agency, is sound asleep. You smell the smell of alcohol nearby.
Okay.
You have been deposited there. Also, welcome back, Dely. I'll turn on a background music. But yeah, you find yourself in the captain's quarters, probably like with a fair sense of vertigo after this entire bird's eye journey, and you see that, well, for whatever it's worth, at least materially, Eloise has done well for herself, if this is really her ship.
Illona be like so. You know the kind of feeling where like things doesn't really feel real. It's kind of like this "Am I dreaming?" feeling, kind of. I think Illona would be struggling with that because of like the fast movement and everything. But she would go up and try to wake Eloise.
How?
Like patting on the shoulder.
Give me a flashy.
Is that flashing? Okay.
Definitely.
Oh. Might as well pat my own shoulder or something.
I think instinctively, when you touch her shoulder, she like instinctively smacks you, even though she doesn't know who it is. She does not wake yet.
Illona, like, did she smack me in the face or?
She would, like, say you were touching her left shoulder, she would have used her right hand. So, I guess your shoulder, because that's in the way.
Okay. So Illona would like rub her shoulder, like, ow.
Yeah,
Like-
she's physically stronger than you remember her to be.
And I would be like, psst, wake up. It's me.
Later, Grand Vizier, later.
It's me, Illona.
Think her eyes would widen in surprise, obviously recognizing a very familiar and fateful voice, as she just opens her eyes wide in shock.
Illona would be smiling.
She pulls out a dagger.
Wait.
Get back! Get what? How? She's definitely in shock, and like aims the dagger at you, not with the intent to stab you, but with the intent of get away from me.
Illona would take like 2 steps back and like put her hands in the air.
What? What's how? This is a dream, isn't it?
No, it's not a dream. I'm here.
What is this?
It's a long story. I'm so happy to see you, though. I-
Don't get close. You must be a local. The Grand Vizier found a slave that looks just like Illona, didn't he?
Okay, ask me anything that only I would remember. Like, I remember the names of your family. Illona would, like, start listing off facts she knew about Eloise. Like, your favorite color is this.
Yeah. Sure. But we haven't discussed that in detail in our sort of discussion of Illona's backstory of, like, intimate details about Eloise that Illona would remember. So we'll hand wave that away as her eyes widen in surprise, and she'll lower the knife slowly, but still hold it, and say, I have so many questions. I'm not sure if I want to hug you, stab you, or sell you for the bounty.
Illona would, like, be a little bit shocked, but, like, hopefully not the latter two. And then, like, look
Did you come
around.
here to kill me?
Why would I kill you? I got myself in so much trouble
You did?
for you to get a good life. And Illona would, like, look like around in the ship, like, looks like you pretty set with that. Doing good.
It doesn't compare to a king's bedchamber, does it?
Depends on what you prefer there, but nah, I guess.
Look, do you think before you act?
Illona.
Feel free
She
to interrupt her if you want. Go ahead.
Illona, like, scratched the back of her head, like, do I think before I act? Sometimes.
You saw that I was hurting, and my fault for confiding in you. What I told you was genuine, but did you not see that I was the king's wife at the end of the day? Do you know what they wanted to do to me after his death? They wanted to send me to a coven.
To a coven?
Like a monastery above board.
Yeah. Illona would, like, look confused. Or, like... No, she didn't think of that.
You did the wrong thing for the right reasons. And all this time I'm not sure how to feel about it. I thought for sure I'd know once I saw you, but I still don't know if I want to hug you or kill you right now. Do you know how tough it was for me to escape? How I had to sell myself to escape Tivia. Managed to become a captain with of all pirates of all people.
I am sorry about that. But I still think...
Go ahead.
This way you have, like, a life.
I had a life before. It was partly horrible, I'll grant you. But for every night of horror, there was a day of pampering. Of being a king's wife at the end of the day.
Illona would, like, look her in the eye and be like, what's done is done, and I'm really happy to see you here, though.
I'm not sure if I'm happy to see you. I'm not sure if I'm unhappy either. Fuck, where's that wine? She, like...
Can Illona pass her the wine?
Well, she doesn't think about your wine. But what's always first is wine. Would you have kept it?
No. No.
Fair enough. She, like, starts looking under her bed very groggily, looking for the wine.
Didn't I, like, see a bottle before?
in her room, you smelled
Yeah.
alcohol. You didn't see it.
Okay.
But feel free to
Alright.
give me a careful if you'd like.
Yeah. Wow, I'm so good rolling. Wow.
I think she finds it first. Under her bed, you see a bottle. Seems unopened at first glance, quite a fine vintage. She just pops it open. She needs the drink.
Whoa there.
Passes it to you.
Illona would yeah,
It's,
after
um,
everything that
it's,
I've been through now.
A particularly fine Tivian vintage above board.
Good. Illona would take a big swig.
Last thing I had of that cursed place. Well,
Where are you heading?
heading. I made a life with the wall pirates, as I mentioned, and well, they're subjects of the Caramel Empire. So one thing led to another, and I met a very important person in the Caramel Empire. Above board, you saw them screwing, so you know.
Yeah.
Met is a very like light way of putting it, let's say. But she says, and let's just say I have the ear of someone very, very powerful, and screw it, I'll just tell you. I'm planning to convince him to attack and destroy Tivia once and for all.
Wow. I heard recently that the country's not doing bad, but
You killed the king, what did you expect?
yeah, I guess I didn't think too far.
No, you never do. Takes another
Things
drink.
usually work out.
Look, it's not like I don't appreciate your intentions or that you were there for me before. The only person I really had faith in, but you upended my entire life.
Illona would think about it. And did she say ended my whole
Upended, like threw
Oh.
into disarray.
Okay. Sometimes things happen and you just gotta do what's right in the moment, and I think still I did the right thing.
The wrong thing, but for the right reasons, I said.
I couldn't live with myself if I did nothing to that.
Couldn't you have it? The king, he was getting... never mind, I'm just making excuses. But
Couldn't you have done the same thing for me?
I don't know. No, probably not, because I probably would have... Killing the king is not something you do on a whim, Illona, you know?
Okay, you always were the more clever one, I'll give you that.
Cautious. Don't demean yourself. I probably would have, I don't know, slipped something into his food to make it so that he would always go to sleep before he'd have the chance to do anything. Not kill him
that is
outright.
clever.
Yeah.
Illona would admit, but it did feel good.
Oh, I imagine. In the moment, my first reaction was joy, of course, but after that, I quickly realized that in the best case scenario, I would become irrelevant. In the worst case, I'd become an outright danger to everyone in the palace. And well, they saw me as a danger. You vanished right away. You didn't even think of taking me with you, you know? You just killed the king, thought problem solved. Now the weight of the world will only be upon me. Didn't even think of what would happen to me and just upended and left.
Would you have come?
Of course. At that point, well, would I have? In hindsight, yes, but at the moment, at the time, I don't know.
I think I made the decision for you there, and I wanted you to have freedom of choice what you do next.
Well, I know what I'm going to do next. I'm going to use everything in my power to make sure those bastards don't have a country anymore.
I would love to join you on that.
Really? You'd sell your own homeland? Well, yeah, I guess you did kill the king. Never mind.
Yeah. Look who you're talking to.
Well, so what happens now? I could give you away for the reward money, maybe sell you off to the Tivian embassy. That will earn some...
Illona, like, as she was mentioning ways to, like, basically fuck Illona over, she would, like, be like, smirking and smiling, like, yeah, that's my girl.
But above board, you're almost certain that she's kidding. Or at least,
Yeah.
like, play acting.
Yeah. That's why she would be smiling, I think.
Or, well, could always use a first mate. Or do you prefer your independence? Do you want to to go back to your exile, your wanderlust?
I'm not particularly big fan of that lifestyle. I think I grew accustomed to it for a while, but given everything that's been happening,
You smell of rot and wine, bubble from hugging Muninn.
yeah, I really need to wash off.
You can tell.
I mean, you do smell like wine too. You're not much better.
Oh yeah, but the smell's not coming from your mouth, you know.
Illona, like, brush off her.
I'm
her
not gonna.
clothes a little bit.
I'm not gonna ask who you're laying with. Just never mind.
Illona would go to say something, but would shut her mouth.
Well, I guess I'll just say it. Can you believe I'm screwing the Grand Vizier of the Caramel Empire? You saw it happen on board.
Yeah. Illona. She would say, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, he's, well, let's just say much more malleable than the good old King of Tivia was.
I bet.
Go ahead.
I bet. That's all I said.
Mm-hmm. You know, we have some... He's supposed to return to the Emperor's city aboard the capital of the Caramel Empire in full glory at the head of his armies, and I convinced him, why not make it a joyride aboard my ship? That would certainly be a power play for the people in it, for the Caramel officials. Well, they hate me already, but I've got the ear of the Grand Vizier. What can they do to me?
Clever girl. That's all according to your plan, I think.
I mostly just stumbled into it. Happened to be at the right place at the right time. We got particularly lucky on a slave raid. Came to sell off our cargo in the Emperor's city, and well, he happened to be in the markets.
Illona would like nod.
He bought some slaves too here. Bit of an evil fuck he is, but well, got some old nun from Ziemilechia who can barely string a sentence together from how terrified she seems, and some defiant little girl.
I do have a memory of those, like, not as Illona, but yeah.
Yeah, as Ashen, yes, but not as Illona, yes. Yeah.
Illona would ask, like, would you need a a new crewmate on the ship.
Well, as I said, the position of first mate's open. But should I? Do I need one? What do you
Up
offer?
to you.
What do you offer?
Who?
Hmm?
Did you say who? Who do you offer?
What?
Huh.
I'm a businesswoman at heart, you know?
I think you know I have quite the efficiency
Yes.
when it comes to getting rid of obstacles.
Yes, quite the macabre one at that, but let's make one thing clear. If I take you on, you only kill the people I tell you to kill, alright?
Fair enough. I take that as I'm learning from my mistakes.
Good. Oh, by the way, did you know that the king's asshole of a brother is in this country looking for you? Above Roka. He came all the way from the New World with a wife he got over there.
They never give up, do they?
Nope. I got out of sight when they came to visit, of course. Got dispensation from the Grand Vizier to travel the country. The Free only know how, but he did. Well,
Above board, there was the guy we killed, right?
I didn't directly kill, but yeah.
Yeah. Illona would say like, well, he's no problem anymore.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess you do take care of yourself, don't you?
Yeah. I'm doing okay.
You know, he was so. From what I've heard, I wasn't at the palace when he came, but he was so angry with what you did. He outright refused to be regent and then king after the old king's son died. Just said, "I can be king after I bring Illona to justice," and just left. Things would be so much simpler for Tivia if he just accepted his responsibilities, but he had to be bullheaded.
Oh, can admire his like dedication at least.
I guess.
To give up everything for that and failing. Poor guy.
How'd you come to be in this shithole of a country?
A series of unforeseen events, I would say. One thing leads to another.
There were
And I'm
rumors
here.
for a while that you were seen in the Emperor's City, you know? There's this... I think he's the Prince of Bogdania now. He said something about his servant seeing you there at one point. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, rumors travel faster than... Or maybe I travel faster than the rumors, I don't know.
Perhaps.
Either way.
Perhaps. So, are you sure you're fine with this? Joining as my first mate and agent, helping me bring ruin to Tivia once I convince the Grand Vizier to finally start the damned war, and, well, just living the best life that we can? Think very carefully before you answer that.
Illona would be like grinning, and I feel like she would... you know that feeling from constantly like looking for something, from missing her soul? Would be like temporarily satiated by the thought of like bringing utter chaos and just be a pirate on a ship for a while and just destruction, living the life. Yeah, Illona would say, smiling big. Yeah, I would like that.
Just in case anyone wonders why Nick Telios likes Illona so much. Well, a toast then to the fall of Tivia and the death of whomever the hell is the king or queen at right now.
Illona would like take the wine and drink at that.
Yeah. And is this perhaps a good spot to cap off the session, or is there anything else you'd like to bring up in conversation with Eloise, or any other scene you'd like to happen, like Illona meeting the Grand Vizier or whatever?
I think actually that's a really good place to cap it off.
Awesome. All right. So, that is that.
Damn,
Oh,
that is that.
damn. What a good send off, I feel.
I'm
It
just,
was really cool as well. Huh?
I'm just playing the instrumental version because the lyrics version will probably demand our attention while we
Alright.
talk.
It was really cool that Eloise was so like reluctant at first. Not really what I expected, but I'm so happy she was like, "Oh, should I kill you? I don't know."
Made you happy.
I think a lot of Illona's theme as a character has been acting without thinking of the long-term consequences, and I wanted
Yeah.
to show that with Eloise. That, again, Illona did the wrong thing, but for the right reasons.
Definitely. It was. I agree, Ashen. I think it was cool to see her like almost turmoil, isn't it? Because it's like, oh, should I kill you or should I hug you? Like, I feel like someone in that position, it would be very hard to make that decision. I guess it'd be like, very mixed emotions. That's what I'm trying to say.
For sure.
Do you think it's cathartic that because it definitely seemed it. Actually, yeah, definitely. I was gonna say, do you think it's cathartic that Illona finally got to see her? But obviously, it saw it right before our eyes,
What is cathartic?
As in, are you glad that?
Satisfying, like a release.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice because that's like the whole reason why she fled and everything.
Yeah.
So not like having a good life together, just destroying things. Couldn't be better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I have quite a lot of things to say. Like I was thinking throughout this scene, is there a way to like bring Angel's sister in? But like, no, there wasn't really. But this is more Illona's story anyway, so no reason to like have that intrude, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh man, I should have said something about that. I kind of forgot that.
No worries.
No.
By your actions, like in this last ending bit, war is now almost certainly assured between the Caramel Empire and Tivia.
Whew. I mean,
Amazing.
Yay. Check mark.
yeah.
It's for the
To-do
best.
list war. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, Tivia is nowhere near where you guys are at. I mean, Illona can get there because the ship will travel faster, but yeah. But yeah, 1 point for starting a world war. Isn't that nice?
Wonderful.
What a way to go out with the bang.
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean,
and like so fitting for Illona too. Just perfect.
I mean, it felt so like natural as well. That was like, yes, of course, that's the decision. Just like
Exactly. Yeah.
the chaos.
I was sort of thinking almost the opposite. Not by the end, but at the beginning when like Illona was missing Tivian food and wanted to hear news of Tivia from the missionary. Like, I was thinking, oh, so Illona's at least still attached a little bit to the place, so she's not going to want to destroy it like Eloise is. So that's why I was mildly surprised.
I think it's kind of like how Illona works sometimes, where like she gets really excited about the thing like in front of her. She kind of forgets the other things, you know?
Yeah.
The new exciting thing. It's like, sure, she'll miss the food, but she can still like, while she's there having a war, she can probably find an orange. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Amazing.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else should I bring up? Like I had a lot of thoughts in the mid session, like, oh yeah, I'll bring it up during the discussion, but now I'm blanking.
Oh yeah.
But I have to say though, it's like it's so neatly done as well, because it felt like the goodbye with Eloise and like the traveling there and Nectalius and everything was like all real, really good thought out. Felt very natural, and also like the freaking shadow Illona thingy. It's fucking scary.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh my god, yeah, I was wondering about that because we heard from Rebub, right? That
What?
The
I missed that.
I think maybe you guys are either talking about different things or perhaps misunderstanding, but the reproduction of Illona that Nictelios made is not necessarily related to what Rebop said.
okay, I was wondering if it was related or not. But it didn't make sense because she said she just made it right now. So that's why I was like,
Yeah. That makes sense. Very spooky though. Very spooky.
yeah,
The-
definitely.
Yeah.
Like this seems like something that will literally haunt us later on.
Yeah, oh my god.
Like,
The face of Illona.
yeah.
And on that note, of course, Ashen is always welcome to return whenever she has time, either for like a one-off thing or on a more permanent or semi-permanent basis. Entirely dependent on Ashen. But what I mean to say is, if and when you do, you may play as regular Illona or evil Illona if you so wish. But obviously, evilly Illona will be more railroaded because it's not actually Illona. You know what I mean?
That's so cool. If I just feel like a bit evil that day, I can just like hop in and be like, yeah, screw everybody.
Chaos.
Brilliant.
That's cool.
Yeah. Above board, Nictelios was planning on calling that debt in at the actual prince's wedding. I think I mentioned this. But now it will be Shadow Illona who shows up there. Which obviously to people who don't know Illona, it'll just look like a pale foreign woman.
With the hair at the different direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking that when you put it on the screen, I'm like, yeah, I should have put the hair swoop the other way. That looks good.
The magic of flip horizontal in Photoshop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Ashen, would you like to share some thoughts about Illona altogether? Like, not just in this session, but her entire journey as a character, let's say?
Oh, for sure. It's been like so interesting to travel like with the character for so long, because like the way I envisioned her at the beginning, and also how she ended up now is so different. It feels like, and it felt like something that happened kind of beyond what I was like planning or anything. Just like a bit out of control. Like, oh, this is happening. Oh, this is who she is now. Cool. It was just really nice, actually, because the way I thought of her in the beginning was like super paranoid, and like the really like silent cowboy type of character.
Nice.
And no way at all is she that now. So that's cool.
I think there were times, like, not just times, I think there were plenty of instances where she fit that particular build, though. She did have a habit of like, okay, people are looking for me, I'm gonna stay out of trouble. Or like, sometimes letting other people do the talking if need be. But
like,
still being decisive when needed, though.
Yeah. And I feel like I just can't be so serious for so long. It's kind of like impossible to maintain that without making like stupid jokes or something. But that's good. That's the way it goes.
You played Illona very well. I'll say that. And she was a very welcome addition to the cast and obviously helped shape the adventure in general as well as the overall world. Like, obviously, if, I don't know, just as an example, if Ashen had never showed up, the king of Tivia would not be dead and Tivia would not be in disarray. The like geopolitics would be different, for instance.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot of
Just as an example of what your simple Ashen, presence can do, if that makes sense.
I'm gonna miss this so much, though. It's been so fun this year.
We're gonna miss you too.
We
will.
are.
Don't be
They
a
won't be
stranger.
the same.
Yeah, maybe like pop in as Shadow Illona sometimes and just be mean.
Yeah.
Mm. More than
Post the
welcome.
post the occasional meme once in a while, you know.
Yeah.
More than welcome to, of course. Should we? Dely, what do you think? Should we play the lyric version now or?
Yeah. If everyone else is interested, absolutely.
Yes. I'm amping up the volume as you
Absolutely.
speak.
Well, no need to amp up the. Well, actually, you may amp up the volume. The lyric version will be slightly louder, just because I have it turned that way. Because I presume we'll be quiet while we listen to it. But
Should I post lyrics somewhere? Sorry.
if you want to, they won't be on screen. But on screen, the viewers will be able to see the credits of the people who did the song before we get into the song itself. Would you like to talk a little bit about that, Dely, or shall we leave it for afterwards? Your choice.
I don't mind either way. I can quickly we can do it afterwards.
Okay. So should I display the credits on screen or just have our generic screen while the song plays?
It is up to you. I feel like generic screen makes sense, and then when I explain the lovely people who helped me with this, then we can do the credit screen, maybe?
Okay. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine by me. Okay. Then I shall play it in 3, 2, 1.
Tivia, noble and proud, traveling the road she did pave. Cloaked and in hiding, she took a life from a lady her lover she couldn't save. Along the road she found a tavern, a home for the tired to rest her bones. Then came a man, a Duke of somewhere, telling of riches to rival thrones. Oh, a lady once noble of Tivia. Oh, Lady Illona, where did she go? Illona, lady, so far from home. Oh, Lady Illona, how could she know? The call to adventure she couldn't resist, and neither, it seems, could two other folk. A boy of few words and a scholar in black. When they delved in the ruins, the dead they awoke. Now woken the dead did speak, herald our return and the land will reclaim. And so fled the three and rode ever northward to warn the king of the approaching flame. Lord, a lady once noble of Tivia. Oh, Lady back of herself and her friends will change it. Her journey may come to an end. Though the mute and the raven, they will not forget the lady they now call a friend. Illona, lady of Tivia. Oh, Lady Illona, where did she go? Illona, a lady so far from home. A lady Illona, how could she torn from the friend she will never see, said paradise. Oh, Lady Illona, she can rest.
Oh my god, it's so good! What the fuck?
Yeah, it was
Ah.
amazing.
I'm so taken aback, holy shit! That was epic! What the fuck?
I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it.
Though.
Hmm?
Okay, you have to tell us, like, who did what happened?
Okay. So I can't lie. I'm glad I'm really glad you will like it. Like I was listening to it like on repeat before the start of this session. I was like, oh, this is so good.
Hmm.
It really is.
So okay. So at first my sort of vision was like, oh, maybe I'll do a little poem for like Illona or something. But then it sort of snowballed into kind of like a song. And then my two lovely friends, Tony Hanks and Sim Musics, they sort of, I asked them to like help me sort of bring this song to life, and they very kindly obliged. So I don't know if you can see on screen or not, maybe.
Yes, they may. They can.
Okay. So Tony Hanks, lover of all my heart. She's an amazing musician. And she wrote the instrumental for this song. You can find her on screen. She also has a heavy metal band called Prison Witch. You can actually find on Spotify, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like she's really talented. And Sim Musics, she was the she did the lovely vocals, and she also co-wrote the lyrics too. So I wrote the first draft of the lyrics, and she sort of revised them as she was singing them, if that makes sense.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, like such a unique thing as well. That's crazy.
Yeah, oh my god, how'd you even think of that?
Like I would have never guessed in my days that a song would like pop up by the end of today. That's so cool.
Yeah, I'm really glad you like it. Sim Musics, by the way, she I think if I recall correctly, she is like, so she's a musician, but she also tutors music as well on her Instagram link, which is pretty cool.
I do want to make it clear that this was entirely Dely's idea. Dely completely surprised me, and you actually did it like this whole thing in very, very short order. Like two days ago, I think Dely asked me, "Hey, can I? Do you have like something about the lyrics?" And like, I was very taken aback. Like, wait, you're gonna make a song in just 2 days or so?
That's actually a really good point. So, yeah, massive kudos to Tony Hanks and Sim Music. So, I started writing literally on Tuesday morning at like 7 a.m. or something, and then like 12 like midday, I asked Tony Hanks, like, hey, would you be willing to like help me out with this? And she was like, absolutely. And then Sim Musics and Tony Hanks, they both finished it. Like, I think early afternoon yesterday, which is which is the 31st of July for all intents and purposes. So I think it roughly took like 24 hours, perhaps, maybe. Yeah.
Damn.
That's
insane.
incredible.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
So yeah, massive kudos to those two. I love them both very much, and obviously couldn't have done it without them.
I was trying to look them up on Instagram. I think they're shadow banned or something because they don't show up in search results. So just type the link in, please, people.
Yeah.
But yes, and that was a very, very generous and beautiful thing that you did, Dely. Unlike you, I did not listen to the song on repeat because I knew if I did, I'd get emotional and I couldn't get any work done.
I can't lie, I did cry a few times listening to it, especially towards the end. Like,
Yeah.
very it's really funny. So Sim Musics, she was like, oh, what kind of vibe are you after? Do you want a Witcher 3 kind of thing? And I was like, yes, like definitely. And I think she did a really good job.
No, definitely.
100%.
Wow.
But like the whole like dynamic of it, it feels like a journey, like the whole song as well. That's like more quiet and emotional parts, and also like really powerful and emotional parts. It's so cool, and the lyrics are so clever. What the heck?
Oh man, I'm glad you like him.
Yeah, really, really good.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
You have to like post this somewhere so I can like listen to it 24/7 now.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's actually what I was gonna bring up next. Dely, do you have any plans for that?
I think I do. So I'm gonna discuss it with Tony Hanks and Sim Musics first, but I may or may not be posting this to my channel on YouTube.
That will be so cool.
Yeah, I mean, part of me wants to post it to Spotify, but obviously I think there's so many like hurdles to get over for that sort of thing that it's like YouTube will do.
Yeah, wow. I mean,
If and when you do, at the very least, please let me know so that I can also link to it.
Yes, definitely. I will do. Thank you. But yeah, I had a lot of fun writing the lyrics and everything. Like IRL, I've been really wanting to dabble into music and stuff. And this is my first dabble, I guess.
What?
Yeah. So again, not entirely written by me. Like there was it was co-written, but the first sort of draft isn't that far from. In fact, it's more the structure that was changed than anything. But yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun, and it was entirely my pleasure, Ashen, to make it. Like, Illona has been such an amazing character, and you have been such a pleasure, as with everyone here, obviously. But you, like, obviously, Illona, like, you have been such a pleasure to play this campaign with, and just to know in general, like don't change, basically, and don't be a stranger.
Thank you so much, man. I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to like have been like joining this session with like 3 complete strangers.
Yeah, yeah, right.
And then like going for 3 years. It's so cool. I'm so grateful for all of like the memories this campaign also like will hold, and I'm happy that it's on YouTube as well, so can go back and relive it anytime. And by the way, Dely, not to put too much pressure, but like you have to make more music now. It's written in the books.
I mean, I guess I'll do it.
Do it. Do
Nah.
it.
I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. I'm really glad that you like it.
For like being your first dabble into something, I felt like this is something you've like music you've done for years and years and years. You got like the
You've got the
That's
touch.
so cool.
Yeah. Wow.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I just need to learn how to do the instrumentals next, I think.
Go for it.
Can't say much about my singing voice, but
I
We'll
imagine
see.
it's lovely.
thank you. We'll see if I ever give it a shot, or a proper shot at least. My karaoke voice. I mean, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I've got a karaoke voice, maybe, but then
That's all you need.
yeah.
I'm so curious though, like what kind of genre or like what kind of music have you been like thinking of?
I have many interests. I think it changes every week. When Tony Hanks showed me her fucking awesome metal band, by the way, it reignited my metalhead in me. So I was like, oh, I really want to get into metal music or screamo music or something. But then recently I saw a band live for my birthday, funny enough, and that kind of genre of music really inspired me too. I don't know what you would call it, to be honest. I think let me Google indie rock, I guess, alternative / indie / folk, which is what this song is. I think this is a bit of a folk song, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Cool.
stuff like that, you know.
I'm hoping you will like explore that more because this is so good. I can't wait to see like you know, like you see something you like more.
Yeah.
It's just that feeling.
I'll have to. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know. I'm speechless. I'm really glad you like it, guys. Yeah, I'm really glad you like it. And again, this is all for Illona. This is all for you know, I feel like all of this, because it's been such a pleasure like playing D&D with you and like being like having known you for 3 years, like it wouldn't have happened without you, you know.
I have to quit more stuff if it results in this.
Yeah. Oh my god.
No, but actually, it's such a. I will be looking back at this with like really fun memories.
That said,
It's been a wild ride.
there are, I guess, two things that, two almost parting gifts that Ashen has left us. Should we get into those, Ashen?
Oh my god.
Yes, and I feel like this is like when you go like after the kid in class that has like a perfect A in the exam.
Oh no, no, definitely not.
I did this a while ago, so yeah.
It just hasn't had a chance to show up, but it will show up and be relevant. But I think we ought to introduce it now while Ashen is here to take credit, if that makes sense. I just need to open them up. Okay. Will Discord on mobile allow me to post it for simplicity's sake? It will. Okay. So, I'll post the Ashen so that the players and the viewers will be looking at the same thing. Make sense?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. First and foremost, well, just to be completely transparent, I commissioned Ashen a while ago to draw new token artwork for a certain character, the Boyar Nikephoros Zarhos, because, well, I didn't want to use an AI-generated image anymore, and his face would be cured. So, this is the lovely artwork that she drew.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
George
Holy
Clooney.
shit.
Very nice.
That looks so good.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think like the description I got was like making more handsome, and so yeah.
You definitely handsome Squidward did this guy, for sure. Like he does not a single POC in sight.
But
Holy shit. I love it. Oh man, I love your style, homie. Like your art style. It's so like I don't even know how to describe it, but it fits the universe so well. As in,
Yeah,
the-
definitely.
you know, like it looks so good. I feel like your artwork has improved too. I can't lie.
thanks. Oh gosh, that's so nice.
Yeah, this looks so good.
I
It's
adore
incredible.
this. I adore this
Yeah.
artwork genuinely, and I'm sad that we haven't had a chance to showcase it properly in game yet. We will though, inevitably. But speaking of, for the
Yes.
second piece of artwork that I will say was entirely Ashen's idea, Ashen's doing, and Ashen's honestly surprised me.
I mean,
Okay.
the description I got was handsome, so of course I'm making it.
That's fucking
Old but
sick.
handsome.
Oh my god.
I was so hoping that Teeironor would use this instead. It's like the token.
Oh my god, I love it. I love it. He's got so much riz.
Yeah. I think that's like the name of the file I sent us. What was like
It's
boy or resource or something.
we are riz. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You could cut yourself on his chiseled jawline.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, that's so cool. I love it so much.
Use edge maxing, whatever you say. No,
Edge
look maxing.
He could be edge maxing. Oh my, like, put a mirror in front of him, he'll edge max.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, innocent. Stay that way.
Very,
No,
yeah.
I think I know, but I just have never heard those words used in that order. I guess.
I think I'm too much on the internet, dude.
He's
Sure.
got level 10.
Lingo.
Yeah.
Sure. But either way, again, this was entirely Ashen's idea. Blame her.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
This guy's a giga
Yeah.
chad,
Yeah.
for sure. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's disturbingly well done.
I think like if a boy were to sell like nutritional supplements, he would do it.
Oh my god. I feel like I need to make a poster for that or something. Like,
Hang it over your toilet or something.
yeah. Pissing all by yourself, handsome. Like,
Exactly that vibe.
yeah.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Honestly, maybe I should do that too.
We should sell like Rimlen merch, but it's just being posters of that.
Yeah.
It's your artwork. You can sell it. It's fine. I made up the character, but it's your artwork. You sell it if you wanted to.
I mean, I don't think. Maybe there's like a niche of buyers for that. I don't know.
You never know. You never know. Comment down below if there's interest.
Oh my god, so good.
But yeah, those are the parting gifts that Ashen has given us last year, actually, like around May, June. We just never got around to properly showcasing them.
Yeah, they were not like supposed to be parting gifts.
Oh
But
my
this is what I
God.
leave with. Chaos.
Very on brand. That is incredible. That much time has passed. I feel.
Yeah. It is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. You haven't seen this guy in that long. Come to think of it,
Yeah. holy
even
shit.
longer actually.
We need
Anyways.
to catch up with him. We need to catch up with him.
Yeah.
All right. So, is there anything else we ought to talk about before we go into our usual shoutouts?
Other than just a huge thank you to each and every one of you, and also like if you've been following Rimlen from the beginning to now, it's really been a pleasure to be a part of, and these people are fucking cool. So I will miss it dearly.
And a huge thank you to you for playing, Ashen. The world and obviously the campaign would definitely not be the same without your contribution to it.
That's for sure.
That's definitely true.
Trying to think if there's anything from me. I guess a small bit. I guess I'll do it now. A small bit of like scheduling for the viewers. No session next week because well, we need to get a new player, and honestly, I want to take a break. And it's also Dely's anniversary on Twitch, and they want to stream then. And there's a bunch of other things. So no session next week. Might do a session the week after that, but I'll let you all know on Twitter and Blue Sky and all that if and when we do. But I think if you guys don't mind, we ought to have, I think, Ashen go first and talk about herself, what she's doing, where people may find her, and I guess Dely and Show&Tell, I'll relegate you to the dice, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Oh, well.
All right. So I've been Ash, playing as Illona. Outside of that, I paint sometimes, which you can find on Instagram. I think I'll stick with that. So posting a few paintings every now and then. Probably not as often as I've done before, but still sticking to it a little bit. We'll see.
Looking forward to if and when you do, and yeah, if obviously you will accept commissions again in the future, I would highly recommend Ashen's products. I almost said Illona's. Illona's products are death and chaos. I don't recommend those.
Yeah, no, 1 star.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And thank you, Ashen. Then the dice have deemed that we ought to go in alphabetical order, meaning that the next person who ought to talk about themselves should be Dely. Could you please go ahead, Dely?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. I'm Dely. I've been your very smart, not so wise scholar. So as Teeironor alluded to earlier, like this time next week, as of recording, I will be doing an affiliate anniversary stream, 3 years, by the way. So that's roughly around the time
let me just briefly stop you. We record on Thursdays, but the episode will air on Monday, so not this time next week.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Just to be clear, so that people don't show up at the wrong time.
Not to show how the sausage is made. I don't know. Okay, in that case, that's even better because 5, 6, 7, 8, 3 days time from the viewer's perspective, I will be doing a 3-year affiliate anniversary stream. No idea what I'm going to be doing yet, but I assume it's going to be fun. Oh, I'm going to be revealing the character sheet artwork for my rebrand, which is going to be really cool. And other than that, obviously, as I said earlier, please check out Tony Hanks, Sim Musics, and also Prison Witch. Spelled not Prison Witch. Tony Hanks's band.
Oh my God.
Which is spelled prison and then VVIT. Hang on, do you mind if I look it up really quick? Because it's spelled really weird. VVITXH. Prison Witch. You can find them on Spotify, etc. Both of them are absolutely gorgeous and lovely. And yeah.
The viewers unfortunately won't be able to see the link to the band on screen, but it should be in the description and probably the pinned comment as well. Hopefully, yeah, I'll ask Dely to message me it before I post the episode.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you very, very much, Dely. Do check them out, and good luck on your anniversary stream. I'll definitely tune in. Hopefully, it'll be fun. Well, I know it'll be fun, but rather, I don't know what I'm hoping for. I'm babbling. Thank you, Dely.
I hope so too.
Next, we will have Show&Tell. Could you please go ahead and talk about yourself and what you are doing?
Yes. So I'm Show and Tell, and I do reactions to shows on YouTube. And you can check them out if you want.
She does. They're great. Her reactions, I mean, the shows too. And yeah, check them out. And also her Patreon, where she has an incredibly wide catalog. Thank you, Show and Tell. And dear viewers, was your Dungeon Master, Game Master Teeironor. I do this series. It's a lot of fun. I also do another series. It's on a temporary hiatus, mostly because I wasn't available for a couple of weeks and then other people weren't available for a few other weeks. It added up to the point that the other campaign will return late August. But maybe I'll have some other content on the channel until then. No promises, busy schedule, but we'll see. We'll see. And Legacy of the Rimlen maybe will return in 2 weeks, maybe 3. We'll see. Depends a lot on behind the scenes stuff that honestly I cannot make a very accurate prediction at the moment. But either way, thank you all very, very much for watching and listening to us. Thank you very, very much, Illona. Not Illona, fuck. Ashen, for playing and being an all-around great friend and dungeon buddy. I don't know what to call you.
Thank you so much for everything. It's been such a nice time.
And as for the viewers, we will see you all next time, whenever that may be. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.